Hey, what's good? Vance Bostic was born and raised in the projects of Coney Island. Losing his father at 11 and mother by the time he was 21, he worked in the service industry and traveled as a carnie to make ends meet. After decades of living on tips and juggling multiple jobs, he went back to school during the pandemic and earned his MBA from Brooklyn College. Now he's running for Congress in New York's 8th District. Cefore Explosives joins me in my conversation with Vance Bostic. Before we get into it, remember to go to coconutjustice.com to get you some clothes that I think would look good on you. Let's go. Hey, everybody. So, you know how we're always talking about how the do nothing Democrats in office are just kind of like holding a place for like the next Republican to come and take that chair or whatever, that seat, whatever, and they just continue to do the same dumb shit that the Republicans are doing. That's why we brought on Vance Bostic, y'all. He's coming after Hakeem Jeffrey's seat. What up, Vance?
What's up? What's up? How's it going?
Doing well. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. You were telling us before we started recording you are you're kind of busy.
A little bit. There's a lot going on. From putting up posters, and right now we're just trying to make the ballot. That's like the biggest focus in the campaign. Is everything is focused on getting on the ballot right now. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, we're gonna dig into that, but first, come to the front of the class, Mr. C4 Explosives.
What's cracking, everybody? Thanks for having me on, as always. I am humble.
This one's going to be fun. I've been looking forward to talking to Vance specifically because I'm on Instagram and stuff like that, and I see you getting out there being feisty and stuff. And I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan. If you're gonna make change, you need to fill the chamber with feisty, and
Yeah.
that's you, young man.
Yeah.
Sir.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think a big part of it is also that they're trying to challenge our First Amendment and free speech. And I think that it's important to push back on that as aggressively as possible in multiple ways, for sure.
Yeah, it seems like they're infringing on a lot of them. Not just freedom of speech, but now, ever since whatever happened over the weekend with, old boy from Minnesota, now they're
Mhm.
infringing on the second. I saw a list of all the things that this administration has been infringing on, and it's more than just 2 and 3, uh,
Oh,
rights
yeah.
that are in the Constitution. Like, they're
Yeah.
going through and they're jamming everything.
I mean, you can go through the Declaration of Independence actually and just see like the what they have listed for what would be reason to declare independence, and it's just like almost everything this regime is doing that would give us the people reason to declare independence from this government for sure.
Isn't that crazy? We fought so long and hard to get this, and now because of greed and
And
racialness, whatever.
capitalism, it all fuels it together.
Yeah, yeah, capitalism is definitely the engine. But all of this hoopla that our forefathers were talking about freedom and we don't need any tyrants and, all this
Yeah.
stuff, and how easy it is for this population to just slip into the same. We've seen it before. We've seen it, Fidel Castro. We've seen it, Maduro. We've seen it, Hitler. We've seen it.
Mhm.
I think a big part of the problem is that we're just as a society and money has spent so much time just spending a shit ton of money on conditioning us and programming us to be as docile as possible. I mean,
Mhm.
we're basically wage slaves meant to be exhausted as much as possible, raising a family and just also stupid. They've destroyed our infrastructure, they've destroyed our education system, specifically so we're not equipped with the right tools to be able to fight back against anything like this. This is something they've been planning for decades. This is
Oh,
something that
yeah.
like I don't know if it started with Ronald Reagan, but he definitely opened up
It started
the
with
avenue
Nixon,
to it.
if
Yeah,
not
yeah,
more, if not earlier. It started right around
yeah.
there, but yeah,
And then the
Reagan didn't
Heritage
Reagan
Foundation.
was a piece of shit.
Yeah. And then the Heritage Foundation is really just ran with it. I honestly think a lot of what we're seeing is just like the Confederacy reborn is something that I say often to people. I'm like, this is the Confederacy held the grudge for all these decades, and they passed it down through their families, generation after generation. And this is what we're seeing right now is they've held
Yeah.
that grudge and now they're unleashing it.
Oh,
Yeah. Like
that's a good point.
it's bananas. And this is the only country I don't know. I can't remember in history when there was two groups of people on the same chunk of land, and I have to be careful because this is kind of happening over in Israel and Palestine, but I don't remember ever there being a war where the country is fighting against the country, and then the winning country lets the losing country keep their representation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think not dealing with the Confederacy the first time around was how we got into this problem that we're in right now. 100%. We should have dealt with that before. And I will say we will deal with it now.
Oh, yeah.
When the Democrats take back power, when not even just Democrats, but when progressives, people with vision for change, take back our government, we will deal with them. There will be retribution for what they have done to this nation. 100%. I don't doubt that ever.
Yeah, for me, isn't it funny how when it comes to if you're not the powerful people, and right now the powerful people are white dudes. Isn't it funny how the rules don't really apply to them, but they really apply to us,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So then if I were to fly the Cuban flag all by itself, some of these flag goofballs, some of these America, whatever, America First knuckleheads and MAGA and
Mhm.
all these idiots. Well, MAGA's not going to fly the American flag. They're going to fly the Trump flag. So there's that. But they're
Or
going
the
to be
Confederate
upset
flag.
for the Confederate flag. But when you can fly your home flag, but it has to be the American flag on top. It's either only the American flag or it's your dumbass flag with the American flag on top. Tell me why I'm driving around on the highways of Florida, and there was one of it was a Confederate flag, one of the biggest flags I have ever seen in my life.
Mm.
Yep.
And I have been around the world. I was in the military, so I saw some big ass American flags.
Mhm.
I folded flags. That was part of my responsibilities. Never seen a flag this big, and it was a Confederate flag. No American flag flying over top.
Yeah.
We had I drove down the street and I saw, because I'm in Florida too, so I saw one that said it was a Trump flag on one. It was the back of a pickup truck, and on the other side they rebranded the icy, like the
Oh yeah,
slushy, and they
with
made it
the with
ice
the with the polar bear on
Mhm.
it.
with the polar bear, but they made it ice, and they put like you're going through pretty much if you cross the street from where they were at, you're going into a Hispanic neighborhood. So
Mm,
like you have these visuals, and then you got your "Let's Go Brandon" on the back, little bumper sticker or whatever. Like it's here, and it's like they're so like open about it, and
Yeah.
mhm.
it's ridiculous. Like it's just like a time machine.
Yeah, and all you wanna say is, "Hey, if you're not gonna be an American, get the fuck out. Get out. Go back to England, go back to Scotland, go back to whatever hateful place your people are from. We got shit to do here."
They
Yeah.
wouldn't let them back there though either. They wouldn't let any of them back there. They
I
say
don't
we
know
you
what
gotta.
I don't know what's so hard about people understanding the fact that America is a reflection of Earth. America, especially New York City. I'm in New York, so New York City specifically is a reflection of the entire planet. Every bit of Earth is what is America.
Mhm,
Maybe not all areas of America, but for the most part, people from all around the planet come here, and that's just what it is. I mean, we have the Statue of Liberty, we have Ellis Island. These are things that were specific for immigration. That's what the soil is. It's
mhm,
for the people of Earth. So even when we talk about like American like nationalism or even like being America first, because I'm more on the side of like humanity first than I
Mm,
am so like America first. And for
mhm.
me, America first feels very racist as well, so I don't really care for it. But like I like talking about humanity first. I think we're at a point in time in human history where we have to start thinking about the species as a planet, as the human race
As a team.
entirely.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a team. That's definitely like where I'm at. My entire thing is definitely about putting the people first, definitely about putting humanity first. And to see people like talk about American culture, which is feels to me American culture is the culture of Earth. It's all culture.
Yeah. That's
There's
how
no
it's supposed
direct
to be.
American culture. Yeah. So it's really sad to see that people are still in this old world way of thinking of just American exceptionalism, you know? So that's
Yeah. So you're from New York, you're running for the 8th district of New York.
that's right. Against
What
House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, because fuck him. He's gotta go.
I was gonna say what made you do that, but I think you just answered my question.
Yeah, no, but I mean, there's more to it. There's a lot of things that made me want to run. Other than like my background is in hospitality. I've worked in the food industry and the service industry my entire life. I've been an artist. I've worked in nightclubs. I've done photography. I've done some music, and it's always been in service to the people. And I believe that our Congress is owned, and if we don't
Mhm.
take back that ownership from the billionaires and return the power of all the seats back to the people, there will be no change in the system. If we're not rewriting the laws to add more regulation to the corporations and to the billionaires and removing red tape for the people, there's not going to be any change in the system. So
Mhm.
when I think about what we need, I feel like we need real public servants and not another career politician or not another uh, uh, representative with a law degree. I think we
Or
need people
connections to money that
or
you
connections to
know
money.
is going to corrupt their
Yeah.
vision.
Yeah, and then like I look at Hakeem and I see somebody who is whether he's been in the system for so long or whether it's his like middle class upbringing and his background, either way he's tapped out. He does not relate to the people. The people do not relate to him either. But he doesn't represent us. He isn't in tune with the modern world. It's a problem, and I think we need fresh people who are very much of the people, truly of the people of the here and
Truly.
now,
Mhm.
to meet this moment that we are in because it's a very important time. Again, it's a turning point in human history entirely. It's not just an American problem where globally we face a mutual threat. There's 3,000 billionaires who want to dictate how 8 billion people get to live, and it is a problem. All these same people own governments around the world. They're letting
Yeah.
money buy it all. I think we need to take that back. So, other than watching Hakeem be a failure, looking at his voting record, the way he votes against our best interests because he's bought by the corporations, or whether it's him bending the knee to Donald because he's complicit in fascism. It's all a problem. And at the top of it, I think we need to cut the head off the snake and go after the face of the Democratic establishment, which at this moment is Hakeem Jeffries.
Yeah, and for him not to sign articles impeachment for Christy Nome, I wasn't shocked anymore that he wouldn't.
Yeah.
It was really upsetting. I don't think he's had any
Did he
steam
say why
since
he didn't?
he just
Not
hasn't,
yet?
and he hasn't had any steam really since Cory Booker stood. And actually, he was on the steps with Cory Booker, and they were doing those like live little town halls, and other for show. And other than that, man, he really
Yeah.
hasn't done anything. It's really been disappointing.
Yeah, and that's really all it is it's for show. Even like the Cory Booker thing, like it all like when I look at the establishment now, I just see performance. It like there's
Yeah.
no for me, there's no justifying with there's no making up, there's no doing better with these people that are in office now. Like there's no way that you can be like, oh, but if they just do XYZ, things will get like I'm not trying to hear it. I want them all gone. Every single sitting representative needs to be replaced by
Yeah.
real people. And there are people running all across this nation who are actually, you know, who have like-minded priorities for change, who want to make sure that we do what's needed for the people. Because the billionaires have too much protection, we have none, and there are people that actually want to change that. And everything else from the establishment right now just feels like pretend. It's political theater. They feel like political actors, and I'm not feeling it. So there's nothing that they're gonna do that's gonna be like, all right, you know what? Let me give them another chance. Like, no, 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 no. It's
That's
a dub.
that that's one of the things that I've been, that I'm trying to describe to people. is Republicans know that what they want to do is they want to have corporations telling you what to do instead of the government. They want they want to break the government. It's absolutely clear that they want private companies, corporations to control you and to tell you what to do. The Democrats also do that, but they're playing hard to get. They're playing, they're little,
I think the mask
little
is fully
game.
off for both party.
Yeah. And now with everyone with the phone and everyone is a snitch, now all of a sudden you can't hide no more. So now
Yeah.
it's time to get to work.
Yeah.
And all the people that you're talking about in the Democratic Party, number one, Republicans, all of them are bums. The fact that the president has gone this far and done all this stuff and you guys haven't yet even tried to stop him, Republicans, it's time to flush the toilet on that half of the argument. We're done.
Yeah.
The Democrats, the ones that are playing these little flirty games but then they're still co-signing to all the bullshit that the Republicans are doing. It's time to go, y'all. It's time to go. And for people that are watching this video and that say the do nothing Democrats and all this stuff, and people like Vance and people like all the other folks that we're talking to on this channel that are going in here to say we got to get money out of politics, we got to be done, we got to have term limits and all this stuff. When these people stand up, I see on social media where you're calling people like Vance dumb and you're not politically savvy and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Vance, explain to those people how government works and why you would be a perfect piece of this rebranding of government.
Yeah, I think so. Here's my part of my thing for running is why I'm also choosing to run is because I don't want somebody who is experienced in government to come in and say, this is how government works. This is how it's done. This is how we've always done it. I want people to come in and say, this is how government needs to work. This is how we need to do things. This is what we need to change, because what we're missing in our government is humanity. We're missing actual public service. We're missing people that care for the people. And you're right about
people that would do this even if there's no money on the table. There are
Right.
people that would do this when you
Exactly.
don't have to write them a check for $1 million.
Right. Exactly. And when you talk about like the Republicans like supporting like the corporations, you're 100% right about that. And part of the problem is they've kind of been conditioned into that to by the billionaires and the corporations to protect them, to make sure that they make government look like the bad guy, and to make it look like private like ownership is like what is gonna help us or anything like that. And I just think it's the complete opposite. I think that's manipulation. I think it's conditioning. And I do think that if we had a government that worked for the people, that worked with the people, we can change things and do things in a different way. Like I'm very much a believer we don't have to live like this. This doesn't have to be the system that we build for ourselves or for the future of humanity. We can do something different where we put the people first, where we put people over power. And that's what I would like to bring to this, to government. That's what I would like to try to do with other people that are going to be running for office and be elected into these positions. It's about changing the system. It's not about going by what it was or how it's been, because clearly it doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
It's failed. So what we do next has to be something new. It has to be something completely different. It has to be completely ripping down the walls and building something new that works for the people. Not a system where the people are working for it, but a system that works for us.
Right. And that's the difference between a corporation and the government. A corporation, your main thing is to make money. All right, cool. But we see the bottleneck because the people that have the money are the ones that are telling people what to make and not make.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure. Yeah.
Whereas the government, all those rich people that you guys see making all these cool things, flipping rockets and, doing all that stuff, chances are they got their money from the government.
Yeah. No, they did.
So ingenuity and all of these things that we're inventing, it comes more times than not, that shit comes from the government. The funding comes from the government. You don't see private companies doing that. You don't see Kmart coming out saying, hey, look,
let's build these roads.
Let's make cooler tennis shoes. They don't do that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean the bigger problem with that is that capitalism has corrupted everything to the point that we're sacrificing quality now. Quality in
Mhm.
everything, quality in our appliances, quality in our food, quality and it's just our standard of living, all
In
for
our
profit.
education,
In
yep.
our education, everything, all quality of life has been stripped away for the bottom line. And it's a problem.
Yeah. And again, it's the small few that are telling you how we're gonna make money instead of a wider net.
That's right.
If we had a wider net and more people able to actually follow up on inventing that thing or
Mhm.
creating the thing or whatever it may be. But corporations are gonna say, "We need to make that, but way cheaper."
Yeah.
And you're like, "But this is a road.
Yeah.
This is a
Yeah.
fucking bridge. I don't
What
want
what
stickers. I don't
what's
want
less cables
sponsorship
on the
stickers on
bridge?
this bridge."
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
100%.
Not
It's a
everything
problem.
has to be not everything has to be, corporation field and
You know, I keep trying to tell people that what we need to do as a society is shift our perspectives to where we don't look at success based on our wealth or the material items that we have or our profit that we generate,
right.
but the way we deal with our humanitarian efforts or the way we approach sustainability for the planet. Um, that's the way we need to start viewing success and shift our perspective towards that. Because without that, like, we're just going to live in like a dystopian future. And I keep telling people, like, we've watched this movie, we've played this game, we've read this book. Like we know
Yeah, we know what's
what
gonna happen.
like how are
Just
we
look at
like yeah, let's
England.
do that.
Look at
Yeah,
England.
yeah. Or it's
They they're
like we
all
got
but
this
irres
AI out of control.
yeah,
We're about to live in Terminator soon.
yeah, yeah, and some of you folks that are in the country that I talk to you from time to time, I have to remind you, even though you think homeless people are pooping in the streets in San Francisco, we got robots, y'all. We got robots doing things, whether it's making food or driving you to a place or picking up trash in the street, we got robots. It's coming for you.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't think that humanity is ready for that yet. And it bothers me because I'm a huge space nerd. Like, I love space. Envision a future of Star Trek. And
Yeah.
that's something that like I've grown up on and I love it. And I'm like, I can't wait till humanity gets to that place. And then to watch Elon Musk talk about how we need to build Star Trek and how we need to get to Mars. And I'm like, but we still have poverty. Part of
Yeah.
Star Trek is that
Yeah.
they got rid of poverty
Yeah.
first. That was like one of
Yeah.
the first things they did was
Yeah.
they like so we can't do any of that while we're still trapped with poverty. We can't build rockets that take humanity to Mars while there's people across the planet trying to siphon fresh water from mud. It's like
Yeah.
it makes no sense to me.
You
Yeah.
can't build
Let's
a
deal.
better. Sorry, my bad.
No,
I was
go
like,
for it.
you can't build a better planet when you're already fucking this one up. And then we're gonna be like, yeah, go ahead. Let's give you the reins and just do whatever you want.
Yeah. And no, even better, even better. They have technology that they want to send to Mars that's going to basically start creating vegetation and like building foods. They have like these vertical farms and shit like that.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we got a whole bunch of hungry people.
I don't think I don't think it's where we what we should be doing. I don't think that's where our focus is. I think let's focus on Earth. Let's focus on poverty,
Mhm.
and equality. Let's uplift the human race. Let's start working together as a human race. I'll say one other funny thing about this that I don't know what it's going to take for humanity to start thinking as a singular species, but my hope has always been that if there was an alien invasion, I think that would be the thing that sparks humanity to be like, oh shit, we are one people. So I don't know if that how true that may be,
I
but
I
I'm
I
hopeful.
don't agree. I don't agree with you. I think when the aliens land and they say, "Take me to your leader," they're gonna go to whomever, and that
Yep.
leader is gonna be like, "Give me $1,000,000. You can take this half of them."
Yeah.
That's what's gonna
I don't
happen.
know if the alien cares about money. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I would hope not. I
But
mean, if
You
they're
know,
coming
but
here,
Trump would be out there kissing his ass.
I don't know. I don't know.
Uh,
But no, I do think that we are at a time where we have to change the way we deal with um
each other.
elevating, yeah,
Yeah.
each other. That's it.
Yeah.
And that's the difference between people who are just in it for profiteering and then actual people pleasers. Because I worked in a lot of hospitality too, and you
Mhm.
got to cater to the people that you're representing. You're always like, I was a bellman at a hotel, and I was the first and last impression. So those are the things that you want to do as a representative. People come in, you make them feel welcome. You
Mhm.
try to make their experience here in your district as pleasant as possible. You deal with situations that you try to handle, but you can't, but you got to try to have some empathy towards them. And
Mhm.
hopefully at the end of everything, then we could be building towards that better future that doesn't have to go be on Mars. You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
could do that right here at home. And that's one of the things that with the channel we've been trying to do, man. Carlos has been really good at getting people like yourself and Karen Ortiz and a bunch of other grassroots candidates that really want to just do the right thing for people
Yeah.
and don't have to do it for money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100.
Or they look at money in a different way, because
Mm,
money is a shortcut for doing transactions and all that stuff, right?
Mhm.
It's helpful. But when you make it your main thing, that's where the problem exists. That's where we start running into issues with this
Mhm.
is mine, not yours, no, 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 and then it's just this race that doesn't do anything for anyone.
Mhm. Yeah.
Vance, Vance, tell me about your upbringing. Tell me about little Vance. What kind of kid were you? Look at his
I was
face.
look at I wasn't the best little kid. I was pretty bad. I was a bad kid. I was all over the place. I was very like um I think I had fun. Like I had a good imagination. It led me into being an artist.
Yeah.
I didn't have like the worst upbringing. I'm also the youngest, so I was babied a lot by both my siblings and my parents. So like I got away with a lot. I was bad, but I got away with a lot. Just for being the youngest. I was very creative always. I used to make like outfits for like my toys. I loved Legos as a kid. Like I was very big with putting together things and building like villages out of like Legos. I really enjoyed that in my youth. And I used to write songs. I used to. That was my first thing that I did. Is like I remember being like 7 years old and I was playing like Sonic the Hedgehog. And
Yeah.
in the original Sega game for Sonic the Hedgehog, there was a soundtrack in the settings where you can listen to the whole thing. And I would literally write songs to the Sonic the Hedgehog soundtrack. And that was before I got a keyboard. I eventually got myself a keyboard, and then started writing my own music on that. And then as I got older, I got actual software for the computer where I would make my own beats and produce my own stuff. In high school, I got into photography, and really fell in love with that. I traveled the East Coast of the United States with the carnival. I was a carnie for a while. Um,
Nice.
that
How
was
was
that was
that?
pretty much that was an interesting time in my life, especially because I was so young. I was 15 when I started. I lied and said I was 18. I grew up in Coney Island, Brooklyn, and Coney Island is an amusement park here.
Yeah.
And so like I've always had like connections to that field. So when I had met somebody that was going out to Long Island and I went to work in Long Island, I was like, yeah, I'm 18, I can do this. I was 15 at the time though, but I was like, yeah, I'm 18, I can do this. We went out to Long Island. I like sat on a fun house and just like let kids like play like a ball pit that was there or whatever. Um, and
Where were
then like
you in your scholastic career when you decided to join the circus?
where was I? I was doing photography also at the same time. I did win the Scholastics Arts and Writing Award back in I think it was 2009. No, 2004. Actually, I don't remember the year it was. It could have been
Yeah.
2004. But I did for regionals and nationals for photography for a really good. Actually, I have the picture here. It was in the Brooklyn Museum of Art for a while as well.
Yeah.
But no, I definitely did all that. I really like traveling. That's when I got into food and hospitality. My boss also owned a pretzel trailer where we would make like fresh handmade pretzels. And then I was a waiter for a while at like a wedding like banquet hall. I worked on multiple food trucks. But the little me just liked art. I really liked creating music. I really liked photography. I liked making Legos stuff. I liked designing clothing.
Yeah.
I was a big fan of Buffy. I love Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Big fan of Sailor Moon. Love me some Sailor Moon. Sailor Venus is my favorite Sailor Scout, in case anybody wants to know. Orange is also my favorite color, subsequently. Partly because I like Venus, but also because orange is my favorite color. Um, So yeah, no, I really like that. And also part of growing up in New York City, I've always had this vision of being a starving artist. I was like, I'm gonna work in
Mhm.
the food industry and I'm gonna be an artist at night. And that's literally, for better or worse, it may not have been the best decision in my life, but I feel very successful in what I have done in that path. But I worked in the food industry and hospitality, and then I did art. I did photography, I did music, I've done videography. Um, and that's just been what my life has been. And I think part of that is what sets me up for running for Congress. When I like think about it and I look back,
Mhm.
I'm like, I don't have this hunger for money. I've never had this hunger for like
Mhm.
wealth, or I don't come from money. I don't have money now. It's not something that I've ever strive to achieve in my life. Like again, I wanted to be a starving artist, and it's kind of like it's really just like you work to get by, and it's about hospitality, it's about service. Art was about providing a distraction for people so they can escape from the horrors that we live in.
Mhm.
And it's always been about service for me. Everything I've done has always been about how can I participate? How can I help? How can I live this human experience without gathering massive amounts of money, without that being a central focus point, because that's something that I've never been attracted to. And that's a big part of why I'm running, is because I know that that's not something that I seek.
Yeah.
And it's not something that I want. And I think that that's what we need. We need people who won't have a hunger for money. We need people who with a hunger for service. And that's really what my entire life has been.
Yeah. Imagine having someone running for office that says, "I'm not money hungry,"
Hi.
and how different that is compared to what we're used to.
Mhm.
All these people are saying, "Oh, I raised all this money."
Even with that, oh my god, like, when I do questionnaires, and it bothers me so much that people judge a candidate's capabilities based on how much money we raise. That
Mhm.
drives me crazy. When the first question out of somebody's mouth is, "How much money did you raise?" I'm backing out at that point. Like, I'm like, "You're not right for me." Like, because that shouldn't even be a thought of yours. How about read my policies, or read, like, the things that I wanna do,
Yeah.
or listen to what I'm saying about the change that we need to have in the world. Asking me how much money I've raised is something that's going to push me away from you entirely. So like I've done like questionnaires, and I've read other people's questionnaires that they've done for these same organizations, where it's like they aim to like raise like 5 million, 10 million, 20 million throughout the campaign. And like when I did mine, I remember the first thing I wrote was like, I plan on raising 300,000 for like my campaign. And like it seems silly to say like it's only a little bit of money, but and compared to what everybody else is saying, but like I mean, there's a way to run these campaigns where we're not seeking millions and millions and
Yeah.
millions of dollars. It feels
Right.
so, especially as a candidate with no money and who's not raising much money. I am raising money. I'm not prioritizing it, but like we are raising money, and it doesn't seem like it's completely necessary. Um, it seems like a little bit of a grift when they're raising millions and millions of dollars. Like when I'm looking at, as I'm looking
Yeah.
at it from the inside as somebody who's running a campaign, and I'm like, it really, like, it does take a lot of money, but it does not take an excess of like 5, 10, 15 million dollars to do this. And to get that, and then like I was like looking at Hakeem's like FEC, and to see him like spending millions of dollars on like political consultants and lavish like campaign dinners and
Mhm.
flights all around. It's insane the amount of money that these people are spending on their lifestyles.
Right.
A lot of it. And to say that it's bothersome, and to break that is definitely a part of why I'm running for sure. And to show that it can be done with not much money.
Yeah. Yeah, and incumbents, we've learned, get the scales of balance, of
Yeah.
political balance between the incumbent and the people that are coming up is
Mhm.
so off. Like,
100%.
you have to raise whatever, and then Hakeem, for example, he's gonna raise however many millions.
He's at 10 million already, by the way. He might almost be at 10 million already, and I'm at like almost 30,000. So like the scales are way off. It's not even.
And all to me, because I think I have well, to me, all Hakeem is telling me is that he's owned by his friends who have a lot of money,
Yeah.
and you don't give someone, millions of dollars and not expect something in return.
Yeah. It's an
And
investment.
these are the practices that got us here in the first place.
Yeah. And that's what I say to candidates all the time is there's a different way to do it. We don't have to run our campaigns and play by the same rules. Like, yes, we need to have money. I don't think that we need to prioritize money in the same way that the establishment does. We can build a different path forward without doing the same things that we're fighting against.
Yeah.
What would it look like if all the grassroots candidates came in and they raised bare minimum money and they all won, and then it just like sucked the government like this conception of what the government should be,
Mm-hmm.
and all these PACs and donors would be like, what do I do now? Because that's their bread and butter right there. During every election season, they're like, yeah, it's go time. APAC
Mm-hmm.
money. Hakeem had an 800. I'm looking $867,000 in APAC money, and it's like I want to see the change. I want to see the money gone out of these because you can't represent the people when the people that are buying you, are making the decisions that you're supposed to be making.
Yeah.
It
The
just
people
doesn't.
that control these people, they sit in Wall Street and in boardrooms in Tel Aviv. They're
Right.
not in the projects of Brooklyn or
Right.
wherever across the nation, and that's a problem. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But I think
And
what it would look like, I think we can make it happen. I think what we're seeing is like we look at what's going on in New York when Zoran won, and they threw
Yes.
millions of dollars at that campaign. We look at what's going on with Wisconsin, where was it the governor for Wisconsin, or I can't remember, but when Elon threw like 22 million at that race, and
Oh,
and
yeah.
they still didn't win. We see that people can unite in a way where we don't have to let big money win. And I think that if the people rally behind these progressive candidates who aren't taking this big corporate money, there is a way where we could be like, oh, look, it actually doesn't take millions and millions of dollars to do this. But what it will take is people power and people getting out there. And yes, throwing a little bit of money at a candidate, but also getting out there and actually voting.
Yeah. Yeah. And if this last election didn't scare you into voting,
Mm-hmm.
it's a perfect excuse to vote from here on out,
Mm-hmm.
is
Yep.
because from what I understand, there was a lot of people that sat on their hands this go around because they wanted to punish whatever party.
90 million didn't vote.
Isn't
90
that
million people.
crazy? 90
More
million
people didn't
people.
vote than actually voted for either party.
Yeah.
And then voter suppression. You got all these
And
other
voter
things
suppression.
that are
Yeah.
going on. Man, is your district? I mean, Hakeem's the one that's running right now. But is there any gerrymandering going on in your district?
Not that I know of. I mean, for the most part, it's Democratic. It's New York City, so it's not much. I mean, we have like 50,000 Republican voters, like probably like registered Republicans. Like for the most part, it's like all Democratic. For this district, yeah, and I don't know if it's like gerrymandered because again, it's not many Republicans that win in New York City. It's not something that happens like frequently. And usually if it does, it's like some random thing that happens, like when Giuliani won mayor or something like that, But other than that, like, no, it's a very democratic place, New York City. So it is very democratic. Like when I talk to people and they're like, oh, but if you win the primary and you're going to go up against a Republican, I'm like, but this is Brooklyn. Like this is deep blue Brooklyn. Like, what are you talking about? There's not even enough fucking Republicans registered. Not that that matters, but like, it's just not a thing here. It's not. I don't fear.
Are you running under the Democratic
I
banner?
am running on the Democratic ticket. Yes, I
Okay.
did not choose to run under the independent line. No.
Yeah. What's your experience like dealing with the Democratic Party?
I don't have any experience dealing with the Democratic Party. For the most part, they are not going to want me there. They are not going to like me at all. I am not their friend. I mean, I am a lifelong Democratic voter. I will vote blue before I vote for a Republican. I would never vote conservative anyway. That's not who I am. I don't value conservative ideology, like in life in general.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't foresee myself having the greatest relationship with the Democratic Party, especially because I speak very openly about ripping down the system. I am not running to uphold the system or to play to the status quo or to get in there and be like, well, this is how it's supposed to be done. Like, no, I'm intentionally running to rip down the entire system. Like that's the focus. It's about building something new that's going to work for the people, and the Democratic Party has failed. Even if it means changing the Democratic Party into something that it should be for the people. I don't know how possible that is. I know people say you can't reform from the inside, but we also can't throw our hands up and say, oh, well, I guess this is what we're stuck with, but we got to try to do whatever we can. So yeah, no, I'm running on the Democratic ticket, not to be a part of the Democratic Party, but to bring progressive ideals back into government, to bring humanity back into government. And also, they intentionally make it extremely difficult for people to run as independent. Like by law, they like legally make it extremely hard for people to run. So yeah.
What are you encountering when you're going up to people and they're asking, well, you're going up against Hakeem Jeffries, like,
I when I'm talking to people in the district, there's I would say it's like 1 out of every 10 people support Hakeem still. So it's a really good like people are ready for change. I mean, the district went for Zoran. It's a very progressive district. The parts of it that voted for Cuomo, but the majority of the district went to Zoran. People see Hakeem's failure more and more. More people are becoming over him. So like when I hear things about the polls saying he has a 70% approval rating, like that shit is bullshit. I don't care what anybody says, because when I'm out on the streets talking to people, more people want him gone. More people are fed up with him, and they're like, he's got to go. He's got to get out of this. They hear me talk. Especially when I say lines like, we need real people representing real people. That always catches somebody's attention. Like I could say whatever, but as soon as I say that, they're like, you know what? You're right. You're very right about that. We do need real people. And I tell people, like, we need people who come from our backgrounds. We need people who live our very real lived experience. Like, I come from public school. Like, I come from the streets. I come from restaurants and food trucks. Like, that's what we need. Like, I want to see more artists. I want to see strippers in Congress. Like, on it, like, truly. I want to see real people, especially in the House of Representatives, more than Senate. In the House of Representatives, because there are these 2-year term cycles, we need to see more people fluctuate in. I would like to actually see a system, maybe where we do 6 months or even a year, where it's like jury duty. It's like mandatory, where we put people in, and it's like another kind of branch of government that works with the House and the Senate, where it's kind of fluctuating with people in and out frequently, very much like jury duty, where you don't have a choice. You kind of just get selected and you have to serve on the government as a public servant.
Yeah.
I would love to see something like that happen.
And for those people that are watching this and they say, you're going to let a bunch of dummies in the house. Only if you let a bunch of dummies in the house. But the house belongs to us.
Yeah.
It's the House of Representatives. It's supposed to be a bunch of normal people. So people like Vance can show up and say, hey, this is what's happening in Brooklyn. Hakeem Jeffries has a big ass house somewhere, and he's probably not spending a whole ton of time. Well, Brooklyn is cool, so he's probably, if I was him, I'd be spending a lot of time there. But you know what I mean? Like, rich people don't always stay home. They always got 2-3 different homes.
Right.
The point that I'm trying to get to is the House of Representatives is supposed to be the teachers, the truck drivers, the strippers, all that stuff, so they can figure out what needs to change. And then the filter is the Senate. And then once it filters through the Senate, then it goes up to the president.
Right.
The House of Representatives needs to be a direct representation of the people you see at your grocery store, at the gas station, at school. It's supposed to be people that work at circus and at restaurants, so they can tell you what the hell is happening at the restaurants.
Instead of having these people who spend 30 plus years in the House of Representatives, especially because
in big ass houses, and they don't know what the hell's happening in your streets.
That's right. Exactly. And that just has to change. And I think like right now, what we're seeing is where we have the ability to actually change that. We talk a lot about having the Second American Revolution, and I truly believe that this is the year that we can do that. That it will happen, and it will happen by changing our government, by changing our Congress, specifically in the House of Representatives, for sure. That's how we take back our government. We give it to the people. It is the people's house.
Yep.
And right-leaning dum-dums, it's going to get better for you too.
Yeah, I don't even care
because
about
you,
their opinion.
yeah,
Like you just said, it's gonna get better for them. So whatever they say feels irrelevant to me. I'm not debating with people. I'm not like having back and forth conversations. Like I
mhm,
don't give a fuck what a conservative has to say at
right,
all. It's irrelevant.
right. The more people that have money, the better your economy is going to be.
Hmm.
If you have a consumer economy, you need what?
Consumers.
Consumers.
Tell them.
Consumers. But
It's not that hard.
I think more than just having like consumers though, I think we're at a place where we need to start transitioning for our basic needs. Like I'm personally tired of the paywall to survival. I don't understand
Yeah.
why we live on a planet that we, in order to live, like we actually have to like pay to like live. Like I believe that our basic needs should be met, and our basic needs for me
Mhm.
are food, water, housing,
Healthcare.
education, healthcare. Like those are the big five ones that I think that should automatically be provided. And especially like when it comes to programs like SNAP, for instance, I think SNAP is a great entry point or a roadblock or the roadway to getting towards a universal basic income. And I would love to see the eligibility for SNAP be increased so more people can get on that assistance, because we
Mhm.
should have our food and water and our, at least that area of our basic needs met. More people should be able to get onto that program. I like to in my head think like 150,000 like minimum. Like if you make under 150K a year, then you can be eligible for SNAP. I know it's a high number, but that's kind of the point. We want people on it. We want people
Mhm.
on the program for sure. So it's about
Mhm.
making sure that everybody has access to food and
Mhm.
water at the very least. So it's not a question about like, oh, you make too much money. Like sure, if you make above 150K, then sure, maybe you don't need to necessarily be on it. But the idea is to get people on it. Like we want people, or we want to provide it, and not to be like, oh, like only if it's an emergency you should have these, so like these
Mhm.
welfare like needs. Like I don't think it should just be an emergency situation. I think we're at a time in humanity where we should just be providing these things to everybody.
How do you pay
Yeah,
for it? How do you pay
How do you
for
pay?
it?
You tax all the billionaires. You cut the Pentagon's bloat. You stop funding foreign wars. You shift the money elsewhere. The money is there. We have the money. It's just it's
Yeah.
going a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah. Like a ballroom.
Yeah, like a fucking ballroom. Yes. Like a goddamn
yeah,
fucking ballroom, a bunker ballroom, a data center bunker ballroom.
yeah.
The fuck? Yeah. No, I ain't with it. I ain't with it. No, the money is there. Also, the money is being hoarded. The money is
Yeah.
being has been stolen from us for
Yeah.
decades. It's been funneled to the top. That like, and they want us this way. They want us so desperate and destitute
Mhm.
and struggling. That way, we're begging for crumbs. That way, we take any jobs they throw at us, and
Mhm.
we're willing to do anything. We're back in slavery essentially. It's what we
Yeah.
just make minimum wage. It's just like, listen, if we didn't have minimum wage, they'd pay us nothing. We would be in full blown slavery right now. And some people are. We have present slave labor. That it's just it's a really bad system that we're under. And this is why I say we don't have to build this world. We can build a different world. The money is there, and I plan on taking it. I'm not asking. Like this is I have a 90% tax rate that I would love to implement above. I think it's incomes above 10 million that we would like to hit that off with. I also have visions of a cap of wealth. I think we cap it at 1 billion. I think if people want to play the game of capitalism, then you can become a 1 billionaire. But anything above 1 billion gets funneled back into society, education, infrastructure, social services, food,
Mhm.
all of it. Like the
Mhm.
fact that we have so many vacant homes and we have so many people living on the street, it's fucking crazy.
Or
How?
how many times do you see a grocery store having to throw away food because no one bought it,
Or a
and now the bread
restaurant.
is getting old?
Yeah, all
Or
the
a
time.
restaurant.
I work in the food industry. It's constantly. It's a bureaucracy bullshit that just blocks people from even like we can't even give it away. You got to. It's like they rule like you got to throw it away. Like
I can't
it's
remember
so fucking crazy.
I can't remember the name of this guy, but there's this dude down in the LA area. He was teaching people how to grow their own food in, say, whether it's Compton or wherever, you know? He is
Hmm.
teaching folks how to do that, and then he got a ticket for teaching people how to grow tomatoes. Granted, you know, the little, you know, like here, most places, you have your house, then there's like a little bit of grass, and then the sidewalk, and then a little bit of grass before you get to the street.
Hmm.
They were leveraging the little chunk of grass between the street and the sidewalk to grow food, and he got in trouble for doing that.
Yeah, it's why they don't grow fruit on like the streets in general. I mean, granted, some of it may have like like watered by urine, but still, I think like like to be able to go to like an orange tree,
So
like
all you're
walking
saying
down
is
the
got
side of
way
the
more
road.
minerals.
Yeah, 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 a little bit of meds mixed into it, also. Like, but whatever the case is, no, but I think that we can build a different world. They want us living in this dystopian. This is the world they want to build intentionally. And I
Yeah,
don't think that we should allow them. I think that we can stand united as a people, as a planet. Again, not just America. We face a global threat mutually all around the planet. And yes, there are the places around the world that are functioning way better we are, especially when it comes to healthcare and providing for the people. But
their focus is
America
different.
is, yeah, our focus is completely different, and we need to change that. And I think that we can. I think we can do it through legislation. And
Mhm.
again, I'm in a place where I'm not asking. I'm saying this is what we're going to do. This is
Mm.
what is going to happen. Get me into office, and we will do this. Like
And
this is just what it is.
American Americans shouldn't be satisfied with paying for us to drop bombs in Venezuela, and then Donald Trump goes to put 500 million over in Qatar.
It's
Like that
insane,
that
all
just
of it.
No,
doesn't make
and
sense.
how much money did he give Argentina?
Oh yeah, it
That
was like
also
20.
Was it
was a,
50,
I,
50
I think it
million
was
or 50
close to
billion or
that.
some
Yeah,
shit?
yeah. I
Yeah,
think it might have been in the millions. I don't know if it was in the billions. Actually,
I
I
think it was
really
like
don't
Yeah,
know.
I think it was 30 million. But still, it's like, again, you could feed
no,
money. You could
Yeah.
feed people. You could feed people. I had to go to the
no,
grocery
watch
store. I
this,
bought.
watch this, watch this.
But
Hey, Vance,
Hmm.
once you take over this seat and someone, let's just say someone in the government or the government itself writes you a check for $30 million to improve your district, what would you do with $30 million?
$30 million for the district, we would
Yeah,
improve the district. I think it should go to infrastructure more than anything.
yeah,
I mean, infrastructure and education should probably be the two things that money would go towards, for sure. Only
huh,
because, like, I think that would be the best way to go about it, because with infrastructure and education, people can live better, and then they can do more. They can
right.
feel they'll be smarter, and then with the infrastructure set up around them, they'll be able to live more comfortably when they won't have to be weighed down by the system. They'll be able to get more done, and then that will be a return on itself, because people will be able to be active more in society. They'll be smarter in society. I think returning that
Mhm.
money back into society, and specifically in education and infrastructure, is where I would focus at the most with that, for sure. I hope that was a good answer. I don't know.
That was a fantastic answer because at the end of the day, you would leverage $30 million to improve Americans' lives instead of giving it to a foreign country that is going to do God knows what with it.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, I would definitely want to be going to Israel. That's for sure. Tell you that
you would
much.
you would think as businessmen they would want a return of investment on what they invest in America.
Yeah,
In America.
but also I think their investment is the destruction of America. I think that's what
Mhm,
they want. Poverty is profitable.
mhm.
The struggle is sadly is an investment for them. They want this. We don't want
Yeah,
it. It's hard for us, but again, poverty is profitable. So for
right.
them at least.
Well, and it's if you're running a corporation, your main thing is the bottom line. You have to make as
Mhm.
much money with as little resources as possible.
Yeah.
Human resources as possible. Human resources falls under that. So whether
Mhm.
it's oil, whether it's earth minerals, whether it's humans, those resources need to, if you believe in capitalism, all those resources are worth money. But why invest in education when you have part of your population thinking that they're
Mhm.
smart when they're dumb? It's the what is that, the something something effect? I'll think of it.
The invisible
The
hand.
something Dunham effect where you're so dumb that you think you're smart.
I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember what it's called.
The
Yeah.
Dunning-Kruger effect, I think that's what it's called. Anyway, you have a bunch of people that are so dumb that you can trick them into thinking Your struggle is very American. Trump literally said, "A little bit longer, you're gonna struggle, it's gonna be tough, but just a little bit longer, we're gonna change the whole game." He said it to these people, and they bit hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
Struggling is not American. Anyway, so then what they do is they go and they invest in these other countries, right? Did
Yep.
you guys know that Apple builds schools in China to teach them how to build, iPhones and shit?
It's not
Nah,
surprising. I didn't know that, but it's not surprising at all.
Why couldn't they do that here? Fast answer is it's expensive to live in America. So you need to ask for more money so you can buy these houses that nobody can afford, that are sitting empty, that nobody can afford because BlackRock has been buying them. So then what they do is they build schools over there, and then they can hire 3 to 4 of those people for the price of one of us.
Yep.
And then you're left to figure it out, to pull yourself up by the bootstraps.
Very that. Yeah, it's a problem. All of it. I think, I am in a place where I want the whole entire system changed, all of it.
Yeah.
And I know that it's not going to go down easy. I know that these people are going to do whatever they can to try to hold on to their power and their money, but we are coming for all of it. 100%, and we're not going to stop until we get it.
So then what do you say to the people that say, "Well, if you take all the rich people money, all the businessmen are gonna leave," like they said in New York?
Bye. That's what I would say. Bye.
Ye
Let them.
Yeah,
We'll,
right?
we'll we'll rebuild. We'll do something
We're
because right
investing
now
into
we're
education, we're gonna have a
yeah
whole new brand new kind of
yeah.
business person.
Bye. Let them go. I don't care about the billionaires investing into our poverty because that's really what it is.
Right, right.
Like I don't care. Let them go. Goodbye. And then but also it's like the what we want to aim for, I think overall, is about changing the global system as well. Like,
Yeah.
yes, we want to focus on American problems, but we want to focus on the global system. So let them go because there's nowhere that they can go on this planet that they can hide from us. Because again, we are coming for every single one of them.
They've already left for Dubai already. They're already
We'll
gone.
get them. We'll get them there. We'll get them everywhere.
There's a CEO of a corporation that refused to pay my salary, and I took him to court, and now that punk bitch is hiding in Dubai.
We got to find them. That's what we got to do. And we got
Yeah,
to get our money back.
yeah,
That's going to happen.
yep. And don't worry about all you folks that are stressing out about all these rich people, all these smart people leaving. Let them leave. We're about to build schools. We're about to do it differently.
Yeah, let them go.
We're gonna build our own new business people with the understanding that you're not in this by yourself.
Yeah,
hey, there we
I agree.
go.
Fully. Love that.
And that's I've been banging that drum, man. I've been banging that drum. If we get, because everyone talks about changing culture, changing culture. Well, how do you change culture? You go to the kids. Look at how many kids make their
Sorry,
parents
my cat is like
recycle.
meowing. I don't know if you can hear him. He's like in the back, like, oh, meow.
He agrees.
um, to change culture, you get the kids. You teach the kids about, Earth, and you teach them, and you teach them uh, recycling, and they will go home and force their parents to recycle.
Yeah, you're right.
Especially with all of this information. Young kids, we're coming for you. We're coming for you in a way where we're trying to make the world a better place. It's not supposed to be like this.
Yeah,
Take 2 seconds, read the preamble, read the Constitution, read all that stuff, and you will see in plain black and white letters that is not supposed to be like this.
yeah. But I think also important to like educating children. I am a big believer that we need re-education for adults. I
Yeah,
think a part of educating like a younger generation to do better. There's too many really fucking stupid people out there that are adults, and
100%.
we need re-education for them. It's very almost like what Germany did with the Nazis, or not even with the Nazis, but with right-wing ideology, where they like outlawed it. and they like re-educated those people, or like they made laws in place where you couldn't practice these right-wing ideologies or the extreme right-wing ideologies. You got arrested for it, or you lost your job because of it. I think we need to do something like that, especially with dealing with conservatives and the Republicans and the Confederacy in general. Again, I've said before, but I am so anti-conservative ideology. I think it is outdated. I think it does not fit in with our modern world. I think
Yeah.
it has prevented us from moving forward. And we can't have a group of people who are actively trying to keep holding us back every chance they get. And the only way we can make real progress forward is to eliminate this old world tradition, not even like getting rid of tradition, but to get rid of conservative ideology that is just stagnant and at this point making us regress.
First step would be getting all these 80-year-olds out of Congress.
That's 100% the first step.
Yes. If you used to fix the VCR when it was blinking 12, or like this, if you had your kids changing the VCR because it was blinking 12, and now we're talking about AI and instant technology all over the place, it might be time for you to go be an advisor somewhere.
Yeah,
I
It's
agree.
time for change.
I agree. I think it's important just to pass down that torch in general, though. Like it's time. We need those term limits, like we said. Like it's got to happen. Yeah. I'll tell you my quick vision for term limits. And not everybody agrees with it, but I think that it's really good. I would like to see for term limits for both the House and the Senate 12 years each. So it'd be six terms in the House, 2 terms, or is it 3 terms? It might be 2 terms in the Senate, where it's 12 years for a total of 24 years of public service, if you are allowed to be reelected that many times. Then after you serve your 12 years in the House and your 12 years in the Senate, you've done your 24 years of public service, that's it for Congress.
You get free health care.
Yeah.
Or whatever the case is, whatever the rules are, I don't know what we're gonna do about that. But either way, it's just like I think like you shouldn't be able to serve both positions until you die.
Yeah,
exactly.
For real. And this and the Supreme Court too.
Yeah,
we got to keep it moving. We got to keep it moving.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring up a really cool thing that Lauren Collins said. Lauren Collins is running for office in LA. And he was talking about education being free your entire life. So if you've been through the gauntlet of life and you're an 80-year-old American and you wanted to go to school and re-educate yourself on being a chef, go do it.
Love that. Totally support that. 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, education should be free.
So all these old ass congressmen, after they get out, they got something to do. They go back to school.
100%. 100%. If not to learn, then at least to teach.
Yeah.
So now if the exit plan for you, if you run through the gauntlet, this is great. This is us fixing the world like live. You go through Congress, you do your 24 years. Now you're 24-year veteran of understanding how the government works. Take your ass and go to school and teach.
Teach them.
So now we have motivation to up the teachers' salaries, because if that is the process that you go through, if you're in government, you're gonna feel, you're gonna get comfortable making a steady paycheck. One of the things that they don't want to release is the steady paycheck and obviously the power, but fuck off. Go to school, teach people, and now you're going to have a really good perspective of why we need to be teaching, or why we need to be paying teachers a proper salary.
Agreed. Fully.
I dig it. Let's go sign that.
Boom. Yeah. Oh, we just fixed education. Vance, damn it. What's next? What's going on in New York? What else? What can we fit? Actually, let's talk about New York. What's it like living under Mamdani? From what I understand, one of the first things he did was clean the power wash the subways.
Did he? That'd be interesting. I mean, I have not seen it, but I mean, they could use it. They could definitely use a good power wash, especially the stations in like the more like ghetto areas. They could definitely use a good power wash. I don't know. I saw him shoveling some snow. I was like, good on you, man. Good on you for doing that, because me and the snow do not get along. I live in a house, so I do have to shovel here as well, and
Ugh.
I fucking hate it. I hate shoveling the snow. Every year, like the winter, the snow is like my enemy, and I'm just like, it's fucking snowing again. Like, so I gotta get out there and shovel. Like, I really do despise the snow. I really do hate shoveling. So when I saw him shoveling, I was like, all right, go ahead, you do that thing out there shoveling. Yeah.
So I just
Call
did
up
a
other
search.
people.
I just
Yeah.
did a search real quick, and it says following his inauguration, January 1, 2026, the New York Mayor Zoran Mamdani initiated a focus on subway cleanliness, with social media highlighting DSNY cleaning efforts
Love
occurring
that.
shortly after he took power. This early focus was part of a clean slate approach to city governance.
Love it.
Yeah,
Love it. I don't know
that's
if
it.
they look cleaner, but hopefully they are. Hopefully they
Well,
smell good.
It's gonna take a couple power washes.
hopefully what it
Yeah.
is they started in like Manhattan, you know, you got to
Yeah,
start
yeah,
carrying
yeah, yeah.
all the money boys.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
was gonna
Definitely.
take two, three power
Yeah.
washes.
That probably started at like the World Trade Center area. Like that whole section, like probably got done first, because that station is not, and it's white. It's like a white station there. Like, it's really nice down in that area, what they done there.
Yeah.
So I could definitely see them starting there for sure. But yeah, no, I hope that it keeps going. I hope they get the buses next. Like, let's
Yeah.
get all the public transportation cleaned up.
Yeah.
Let's get it all free too, because I'm so tired of paying for the MTA. I'm so
Wasn't he
sick of
talking
it.
about doing free
Free
transportation?
bus. He wants to do free
Yeah.
buses.
Yeah.
Fast and free buses. Hopefully
We
that's the thing
saw
that happens. I support it fully.
Mike, did you see Bernard Taylor was on a bus today? I saw on
Yeah,
Instagram.
yeah. The bus down here. I'm in Bernard Taylor's district, or he's
Oh,
in mine.
nice.
So we're it's one bus.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not get it. Let's not get it
Oh,
twisted.
It's like
It's
there's
not
only
like
one bus.
Chicago or New York. There's only one bus, and it goes straight down to either Walmart, pretty much, right?
And just back and forth.
Yeah,
it's a Walmart
it is one
Mm-hmm.
shuttle.
bus, but it is free. There's a lot of old people here that they hop on the bus. It's okay, but if you want to stray far from that one street and you live miles down, it's not ideal. We need more buses too. So I mean, but
Yeah.
it's doable. Like
It's a step in the right direction though.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And some of the buses a little further down, they have where they're trying to develop this town, and they have like the automated buses. So they're all like
Mm-hmm.
AI driven buses and stuff like that. So they're doing some things. It just hasn't made my way to my
Yeah.
neck of the woods here.
Love that.
Yeah, like think of a society that instead of the focus is money, it's actually focused on your success, your own personal success.
Mm-hmm. Or the collective success.
Well, if I argue, if I focus on my success, I'm going to, Mike knows this, I'm going to share my knowledge with him because I want to see him succeed. Why? Because we're changing culture.
Mm-hmm.
And then we reach out to Vance and we say, hey, we got this thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So if I focus on me, I'm going to get to a point where I want to help. And then I help
Yeah.
Mike helps Vance, and then us. That's where we start to rise as a collective.
Yeah. No, I fully agree. And I like the idea of that. I just feel like there's too many people right now that's stuck on this old way of individualistic thinking, where there's a lot of gatekeepers. There's a lot of people who don't want to share knowledge and don't want to share power and don't want to share elevation.
Yeah.
So until we get past like that one step, and this is something I say is like, all of us collectively, our core value needs to be humanity first. If it's not that, then we're not going to vibe. So if we have that one perspective of just being on the people first, then we could negotiate whatever from there. But if our idea is not humanity first, then we're fucked. There's a big reason why I don't care about conservatives, because they don't care about humanity first at all.
You are correct.
I'm like, fuck them. I don't give a shit what they have to say. I don't want nothing to do with them. And even as somebody that's running for Congress, I know that there's a lot of people like, oh, but you got to serve like both peoples. And a big thing that bothers me about running for office is when they're like, oh, but you have to like meet like the normie Democrats, and then especially when it's like, I'm so far left. They're like, you got to meet like the normie Democrats in the middle, and you got to like try to reach out to the Republicans. And I'm like, I'm not molding myself to be someone that I'm not. They need to elevate themselves to meet me where I'm at. Like, not that I'm not going to meet them where they're at, but I'm not going to change who I am or lessen myself to be like just so I could be liked or just so I could win a vote. Like, I want to win because it's the right thing to do, because again, it's about putting humanity first, not because I'm like, you know what, maybe we can compromise on like some trans rights or something. Like, no, like that's not something that I'm interested in doing at all. That's not what we're doing.
And how are you gonna present change when you keep doing the same dumb shit?
That's constantly what I say is we can't keep asking for change and doing the same thing over and over again. It's partly why my slogan is change is here. Because when we're done asking for it, it's here now. Now we're ready for change.
I love that.
Thank you. Another one of my slogans is from the grill to the hill. Because I work in kitchens. I'm going from the grill to the hill.
Yeah.
Another one of my slogans is welcome to the era of the zero tolerance left, because we're done fucking around with the bullshit. I've got slogans for days. Actually, when I first committed to running, that was like one of the first things that I did was like, I was like, what, like, how do I catch people? How do I get people to like understand? And I was like, the changes here was like one of the first ones. The welcome to the era of the zero tolerance left was also like, I think that was like one of the first things that made me that gave me motivation to run. And then from the grill to the hill came up, and like I was having a conversation with my best friend, and I was like, I'm going from the grill to the hill. And I was like, that's a slogan right there.
Oh yeah, it is.
Well, you do music, so you know you gotta have those
Yeah.
You gotta have bars, man.
Yeah. But no, they all work, and I use them all, and I really they're very true. Each of them is like, we need change. We're done fucking around, and the Grow to Hill one is more personal, but whatever. Yeah, we gotta stop fucking around. We can't keep doing the same thing over and over again and asking for something different to come up, because that's not how it's gonna be. And that's kind of also on that matter is like how I describe my campaign. I keep saying like, we're not in normal times. I'm not running a normal campaign. I'm not a normal candidate. None of what is going on is normal. I'm not resorting to the old normal way of doing things. What I foresee in the way that I'm running my campaign is different. It is new. It's not playing by the same old playbook. That's why when I talk to other candidates, and I'm like, we don't have to pursue this run in the same way that it used to be done. We don't have to seek out millions of dollars. We don't even really need, like, I don't even care for like get endorsements. Like if organizations want to endorse me, great, but they're not something that I'm like, I need this endorsement in order to run. Like I have to have this endorsement from like, it's not something that, like, I think again, we need the people, that the people hear the message and the people see the vision of change, they will back it, where we don't need endorsements and we don't need millions of dollars and we don't need ads on television. We can do things differently.
With that being said, like how I almost the question almost came out, how fun is it to run for Congress with social media as opposed to old days? It's not fun.
Oh, I don't know what old days was like. I guess old days would just be like hitting the streets more.
Yeah.
Using the mail, using the newspaper. I guess.
And even TV to a certain extent.
Yeah,
you know,
TV to a certain extent.
All these dorky ass ads that keep interrupting my my Survivor.
Social media helps. I'll say social media definitely helps, but it's not for me, I don't enjoy it. I'm not a content creator, I'm not an influencer. I don't spend a lot of my time. I am an artist, so I do post a lot of like, I have in the past posted a lot of like artwork online. It was always a tool for me. It was never something that I used as like a lifeline. So when running the campaign, especially with not being somebody who makes content for a living or is out trying to be like an influencer, it is a little tedious. I do get a little frustrated with the process of it, especially because I personally feel very shadow banned online. I feel like the system is trying to protect Hakeem. There's a lot of times where I find my comments that I'm running are in the hidden sections of comments, or my comments are just, there's so many people that are like, this was hidden by XYZ app. or whatever the case is, or it's just I'm getting something like on TikTok especially. So much stuff is just restricted. It's not even getting a reach. It's not getting out there. And this has been going. I mean, I'm on my fifth TikTok account in a year. They've banned me 4 times on that app and throughout all of 2025.
What?
It's really bad.
And
So
that's before the criminals took over.
Yeah, that was before the criminals took over 100%. But they were trying to appease the criminals at that point in time.
Yeah.
They were trying to like do what they wanted and whatever. But I do have a hard time on social media a little bit. I don't find it that enjoyable. It is a tool. Again, it's still a tool to making a reach. I still use it as such. But yeah, no, I like getting out on the streets. I do like speaking to people in the district a little bit more. And social media, I feel like I don't actually speak to that many people that are a part of the district through social media. I definitely speak to people that are more national or global on social media. And then there's a whole bot problem that is a whole other beast in itself. Yeah. So there's all that. But I mean, it can be fun. For me, none of this necessarily, I would use fun as the word to describe any of this. I don't think of running for Congress as like, again, it's not something I ever saw myself doing. It's not something I ever thought about doing. This was sparked out of a necessity for change, out of a frustration of just watching our leaders be failures, to be like, well, if nobody's gonna, like, who the fuck is gonna do it? And then looking in the mirror and be like, well, I think it's gotta be fucking me, because I don't see anybody else. No, but like that's a real thing. Like,
no, I get it.
I was like, I think like I have to do it, like, because nobody else is doing it. And like I started running back in July. Like it was early on that I was like, yeah, I think this is it. I think this is what I have to do. I had just graduated from college back in June. I got my master's degree, and shortly after that, thank you. That was a whole trip in itself.
No, that's important, because up to now you've just been some kid that used to work at a circus or a carnival, and all this stuff, and you're 15 and you snuck out. All of a sudden you slipped it in there. Oh yeah, I got a master's degree. No, we're gonna let that one breathe a little bit. Let's dangle on that for a hot second.
All right, yeah. So like I can go into that for a little bit. So no, I ended up dropping out of school back in like 2006 because I spent so much time on the road traveling with the carnival. I didn't have enough credits to graduate at the time when it was done. So I ended up dropping out of school. I didn't get my GED until 2013, so it was years later. A big part of my life is I always prioritized work over my education. That's something I always did. I never, and I kind of regret that a little bit, like looking back on my life. Like I wish I would have put more time into my education way back when. But I did let work happen more frequently. I did focus on more on that. In 2013, I was finally able to get my GED. Now, again, after that, I wanted to go back to college and like get a degree, and I never did. I still put work first. I don't come from money, so you got to survive. So it's not like I can just take time off and be like, I'm gonna live my life.
You know why?
Like,
now folks know why you prioritize work over education.
Right.
I connect with that.
Like I had no choice. I had to work over, and I could have done both, right? But I've always been somebody that wanted to dedicate. I like dedicating my full attention to whatever it is I'm doing at a particular time. I did not want to balance both school and work. I see my family and friends do it, and they're so fucking stressed out, and I don't want that level of stress. I don't need it. So I never pursued both at the same time. I always just did one or the other, and it was always work. Because we need money to live. That's just there's a paywall to survival. So the pandemic happened, and this is in 2020. The pandemic happened, and my job closed, and I was sitting around and I wasn't doing anything, and I was like, well, and everybody was going crazy, and I was like, well, instead of like me just absolutely doing nothing, like I could use this time to finally go back and to get a degree. And at the time, because I have front of house experience, back of house experience, I've worked on food trucks, I've worked in all levels of hospitality. And I've also gained a passion for accounting throughout the time. I've done some managerial work and some office stuff where I fell in love with the process of accounting. Also, being an artist, there's something methodical about being in the zone and editing that working through a spreadsheet and dealing with accounting kind of has that same kind of in the zone kind of attack to it. So I I really wanted to get into accounting. I wanted to get back into restaurants, and that was like the plan. I was like, when the pandemic is over, I'm gonna get into offices of a restaurant, and I'm gonna start helping with accounting, and that way I can use my front of house knowledge, my back of house knowledge, and with my newfound office knowledge, and really help restaurants thrive. That was really the plan that I was headed down before I decided to do Congress. But yeah, no, I got my associate's degree in business administration, and at first I was like, all right, I guess like I'm an accountant now, and there everybody was like, nah, that's not that's not how that works. You're gonna need a bachelor's. So then I was like, fuck, now I need a bachelor's degree, and I got enrolled into this really cool program, where it was like 90 credits. It was like part of like a master's program as well with the bachelor's, and I did public accounting, business management, and finance, and I also did a minor in psychology. And so then I graduated my bachelor's, and I was like, oh, looks like I'm an accountant now. And then they were like, no, actually, what you're probably they're like, no, actually, what you're gonna need is a master's degree, and then you got to get a CPA. And I was like, oh fuck. So I went and I did my master's degree in business administration. And so I graduated that. I did 5 years straight from 2020 to 2025. I did from no degree to having a master's degree in the 5 years, and I was the classes around the clock, like so many classes, all semesters. I'm winter, spring, summer, fall. Like I was just through that whole time, and I did that again. I had the time that I didn't have to. I wasn't working. Jobs were closed. We had a pandemic, whatever. And then whatever. I got my master's degree, and then it turns up, I get my head out of books, and the world is crumbling around me. And I'm like, well, fuck, it looks like, and I was looking for work at the time. When I first graduated, I was looking for like work at, like in data entry or whatever, accounting stuff for restaurants and whatnot. Not finding anything. Donald is destroying the world. Hakeem is fucking flying to Silicon Valley. I'm like, well, the Project 2025 is looming over us. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And that's why instead of like, I stopped looking for work after a certain point in time, and I was like, I think I'm gonna just pursue Congress. I think like that's where I'm needed the most right now in my life. I think like I'm in a place where I know that I don't care, and I see that money is a problem, and I know that I'm in a place in my life where the money doesn't move me. I'm not swayed by it. Nothing is not, and I care more for humanity than I care about profit or money. And that's what I think we need. I think we need public servants, and I have a background in hospitality. That's what I think we need. I don't have a law degree, but I do have an degree. I say economics, although I did list a bunch of stuff that wasn't necessarily economics, but it is economic-esque. So just to sum it up, instead of saying a bachelor's in blah 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 blah, master's in blah blah blah, I just say economics usually. But yeah, I mean, I have a degree in that, and I've got a background in hospitality, and I think that that's what we need. It's somebody who, and kind of like even getting the degree, that pushed me away from capitalism even more, especially in marketing. When I went through my marketing classes and I saw the predatory vulture-like behavior, I was like, oh, they're teaching you how to be a complete scumbag. Like that's what marketing was, is how to be a piece of shit. 101, piece of shit 101. Is what I took, essentially. So, and I was like, this is horrible. The whole system is just fucked. Like, learning the economy really showed me how flawed it was. And then for somebody who still has their humanity to see this flawed system and to be taught it, I was like, this is a problem. So those are kind of like the things that definitely pushed me towards running. It wasn't just like one thing. It was a lot of them. Again, seeing the Luigi situation, to be like, oh, there is a way that we can change the system. I'm also just I am not anti-violence. I don't want anybody to think that like I'm like, no, don't hurt anybody. I used to be very anti-violence. I am no longer we're in a time of war. We're under attack by our government. I do not have an anti-violence stance at all. Not that I'm pro-violence, but I'm also not like we're a bunch of pussies. Like that's not going to happen.
Right.
So I do like to say that often.
Speaking of which, did you guys see that there's some people that are buying ICE costumes on Amazon? They're not part of ICE. They're not legally part of ICE, but they're getting these outfits from Amazon, and they are legit stopping people and looking through people's cars and stuff.
Yeah, I believe it. Which is why the Second Amendment is so important. And it's so weird to like say that, because I've as somebody who's on the left, I've always been like, oh, we need to like have peace and unity and fuck the guns, get the guns out. And now I'm all like, Second Amendment, take their heads, bring out the guillotine. Like,
oh yeah.
And then the right is like, well, the guy had a gun on him, like, and then they try to make it into this whole thing. But what what I also heard, somebody posted up that now ICE is like kind of like scaled back on their tactical gear, and now they're wearing like puffy coats and hoodies and sunglasses and hats instead of the masks. So now they blend in with the people
With
in
normal
Minnesota,
people.
with normal people, and then they're like Uber drivers, and then they're taking um like little plumbing vans, and they're renting them out, and they're driving around, and then they're like pretty much jumping people.
Hate it. Hate everything
That's
about it.
why. That's why,
Hate
boy.
it.
I don't care.
Second
If you
Amendment.
don't, if you don't show me your face and your ID and you come at me like that, I don't care who you are.
Second
And
Amendment.
if you want to make both of us be on the news that night, we just
Yeah.
both gonna have to be on the news that night.
About to be famous.
I purchased a I am in New York. I've never used a gun in my life. I've never used anything of the sort. I don't even have any training. I did, however, get a 3-foot steel baton, retractable baton, because I was like watching like the cops and people like beat people with sticks, and I was like,
Yeah.
well, if I'm gonna get hit with a stick, we're all getting hit with a stick. So I
You know
ended up
what I'm
buying
saying?
I bought a 3-foot steel baton, and I carry with me everywhere because, bitch, if somebody whips out a baton on me, I'm gonna whip out a baton back on you, and that's just
Mhm.
what it's gonna be. We're gonna be both beating each other with sticks, and if I lose my life over it, guess what? We both will, I guess.
Yep, we're gonna be on
Something.
the news.
We're gonna be on the news. We're gonna be on
Because
the
that
news.
and here's the shortcut. I don't want to live like this.
I don't want to live like
Nah,
yeah, 100%.
I don't want to live like
100%.
this.
I don't
I
want to
don't want to
build a
live
future
in a
like
place
this.
like this.
Yeah. I don't want the future to be built like this. It's not even I'm very much a believer that like our generation is kind of fucked. Like we can claw our way out of it. I don't think we're gonna see like a rainbow again. But we can build a better future. I
Yeah.
fully believe that we can change the world for the future generations, just like the people before us changed
yeah.
the world for us, for us to get set back by the goddamn fucking conservatives again.
Mm-hmm. And that's what's wild, right? Like when conservatives have control of the government, they say, "Look it, we're doing so great." And I'm like, "You're doing so great. The people with money always do great. Oh, the economy, the economy." Yeah, but it's only you guys
Mm-hmm.
participating in the economy. But when it's a Democrat in office, generally speaking, there's
Mm-hmm.
more jobs, there's more people spending money, the economy is better, but then people still vote against that.
Yeah.
And that's where, again, like my thing is education. We
Yeah.
have to teach you idiots how the economy works. We have to teach you how the government works, properly
Mm-hmm.
teach you how the government works. So you don't keep getting tricked.
Mm-hmm. But you know what? That's I keep saying that half the nation has been specifically conditioned to be weaponized against the other half of the population.
Yeah.
And a part of that is also religion. Religion forces them to be obedient and to just comply and to fit into a box of conformity.
Mhm.
And it's like, don't listen to whatever, just this is what you're told to do, this is what you do, and that's it. So when it's like comes to them questioning things or looking and or gaining more education around their surroundings or to trust other things other than the goddamn Bible, that's a problem. Religion is a huge problem in the planet worldwide. I am also like I've taken a very strong stance of when I get into Congress, I want to build a greater separation of church and state. Like I would like to introduce
Mm.
legislation that prevents our Congress members, both in the House and in the Senate, from quoting or referencing religious texts on the floor or using it as a perspective for anything. And that'll help. It'll either be a little bit of a way to add a more separation. Like when I do my swearing in, I'm going to do my swearing in on the Constitution. I won't be doing my swearing in on the Bible.
Yeah.
Like I'm not religious. I don't really. I say like freedom of religion, freedom also from religion. And
Right.
if you're working in government, I don't, not to say that you can't be religious while working in government, but maybe you shouldn't be. Maybe like don't bring it in with you. Maybe don't use your
Yeah.
Bible to quote on why you're implementing some type of legislation. What?
Yeah. We can't even get all the religions to agree on the story of Jesus or God or how we're supposed to worship. So you have to give each other enough space to be able to participate in religion
Mhm,
however you want. Judge free. If you want to, if you don't want to. If you want to go
mhm,
4 days a week, 5 days a week, 7 days a week, knock yourself out. If you want to go as no days a week, that's up to you. But forcing someone to worship the
yeah,
way you want to worship,
Mhm.
and all these folks are white nationalists. It's not going to end there. They want you to worship white Jesus
mhm.
on a Sunday.
I hate it.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I believe in God, and we can get through some of that on a different video, but um I don't want to do it your way because I think your way is wrong.
Mhm,
Yeah.
I believe in God, but I
mhm,
think the way you do it is wrong.
mhm.
And you forcing me
Yep,
to do it your way is infringing on my rights.
yeah,
Yeah. See, I'm a believer too, and I believe that when the perspective of like the white nationalists or whatever is weaponizing it, and they want to leverage it to make you think that you need to do what they're saying in order to go to heaven, right? For
Right.
instance, and then like you make them feel bad about themselves for being religious because you're just like and and then you're just taking it away from you're taking it away from a space where it's supposed to be like special. I think anyway. In
It's
my
supposed to
perspective,
be community driven.
right? Like and when you're broadcasting it out there at some Charlie Kirk memorial, and you think that this is the way it's supposed to be, it's not supposed to be that way because what? Because God told you that's the way it's supposed to be, or the people
mhm,
that are paying you told you that that's the way it's supposed to be.
Right.
yeah,
And from what I understand, Jesus himself always told people, "Hey, keep this shit humble."
yeah,
Hmm.
Then why are they doing firecrackers and fireworks and stuff like that when at his funeral, it
Yeah,
looked like a damn WWE event.
yeah,
All of that makes me, as a believer, makes me uncomfortable. And now you're
yeah.
gonna force me to continue to do that shit? Jesus never had fireworks.
mm,
So now you're gonna force me to do it your way? That's against my rights. That's
And he
against
was
my freedom, my
anti-establishment.
liberty.
Anti-establishment. So
Exactly.
so
Exactly.
so everything that Vance you're running for, anti-establishment against the conservative belief system and ideologies and everything that they bring to the table, that this is business as usual. Nah, that's that
Yep.
that's not how it's supposed to be.
yeah. I will say, while I am anti-establishment to an extent, I do very much believe that the right government can do good for the people.
Yeah, yeah,
Correct.
yeah. Sorry. Right.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can't have people just running around all willy-nilly because look at what
Mhm.
happened. Look at what
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah, 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 yeah. For sure. I am definitely anti-corporation, though. I will say that, like, fuck the billionaires, fuck these corporate
Mhm.
overlords. Fully that though. But
Mhm.
I definitely
I'm team small
I would like,
business, man.
yeah, small business for sure. But I would like to have a government that is of the people, working for the people, for sure,
Yep. I
and
wanted to tap
regulating these companies.
I wanted to tap back into your because I'm enthralled by your your circus career.
Okay.
There's a saying, it says fascism is cured by reading and racism is cured by traveling.
True.
How was your travels within, and you're traveling just in general, but I'm assuming you did a lot of traveling when you were on the
On the road
circus
as
circuit.
a carny. Yeah.
Um,
It's not a
explain to
circus, it's a carnival. I'll just
a
clear. I didn't
carnival?
work for the circus.
Okay.
It was amusement park rides,
Okay.
like state fairs and county fairs.
Yeah. But how do you think those skills will play when you finally make it into office?
I think just by being able to mesh with other people from all different types of backgrounds, and that's kind of like the beauty of just being in New York itself. Is New York is a place that reflects everywhere,
Hmm.
and that's one of the things of when I did travel. When I mentioned that I was from Brooklyn, New York, people would be like, "Oh, I love New York!" Like, it's definitely an opener to be able to talk to people. But just because we're not locked into a bubble here with a certain group of people, we can definitely mesh well with others. We can definitely appreciate other people's backgrounds. I think that that's a useful skill in itself versus like being from somewhere that's like a small town and you're coming to New York for the first time.
Hmm.
It's like the complete opposite of that whole
Yeah.
entire thing. So definitely being from New York, it gives me a leg up with being able to speak with other people around the nation, and just having that experience of traveling around the nation and just being able to just speak to people in general. And just because I work in hospitality, again, I'm like speaking to people and getting to know people and working for people is not something that I've ever been afraid of or shied away from or been intimidated by.
Yeah.
It's something that I find very easy to do in life in general. I know whether it's
Yeah.
being a New Yorker, whether it's just being traveled, either way, it's something that I don't struggle with. Yeah.
Yeah. I being from New York, we're me and Mike are originally from Chicago, and we got
Hmm.
exposed to like I went to high school with like everybody from everywhere,
Hmm.
and it's easy for me to what do they call it these days? Code switch, I guess. You're code
Okay. Yeah.
switching. Whether I'm hanging out with my Assyrian friends or I'm hanging out with
Hmm.
my black friends or if I'm with the Latinos, whatever, whatever. And you get to know these people and that exposure to them makes you less of an ass.
Right. Definitely. That's why there's a lot of racism, is because if we had
Mhm,
a nation that looked like New York City, we would live in a completely different place. It would,
mhm.
oh my God, it would be so different.
Yeah, and white folks, we're cool.
Hmm.
If you're seeing this and you have a doubt about any shade of brown, we're usually pretty damn cool, and now we got one here with a master's degree, so you got
Yeah.
no excuse.
I think it's very don't start no shit, there won't be no shit. Like, I'm a big
That's what
believer
it
that there can be peace, but we all have to want peace. There can be safety,
yeah,
but we all have to have safety. It's not going to be safety and peace for some and not safety and peace for others. And
right,
that's another reason why I speak about welcome to the era of the zero tolerance left. Because we're no longer fucking around with the shit. Like, we can have peace. We can live in a world of peace.
yeah.
But, like, not unless we all have it. And if we're not going to have it, then nobody's going to have it. That's my stance on it for sure.
Yeah, and white folks need to understand black and brown people have their own lives to live. We're just not that into you. You worried about what the fuck we're doing every day is
Hmm.
on your mind way more than anything we got. We got bills, we got problems, we got issues, we got things to do.
Yeah.
Mike's got to pick up kids any moment of the day. He's got to
Hmm.
go pick up kids. So
Yeah.
we don't have time to be sitting here worried about what are white folks doing? The
Hmm.
same way white folks are all up in our ass. That's why you guys send cops.
100%.
That's
100%.
why that's why the nickname is Karen. It's not Shaniqua.
Yeah. I was gonna say like James or something. I was like, I wasn't even going with like a good name. I had like such a generic name. Oh my god, your name was way better than mine. Yeah, Shaniqua was good. I was like James Johnson. Like what? Like,
Yeah.
so funny.
What are your expectations when you finally go and you get sworn in and you go into that chamber? Do you have expectations? Have you thought that far in advance?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some day one priorities for sure. Like one, I'm a member of Citizens Impeachment's Courage Coalition, so we
Mm,
are definitely focused on introducing articles of impeachment to every member of this treasonous regime, not just Donald, not just JD, but the cabinet, all of them, the president, the vice president, everyone. That's definitely a focus. Citizens Impeachment is putting together from the House of Representatives to the Senate to judges to generals, like all types of levels that they're working on, getting to make sure that we actually go through with the process and not just impeach them, but also convict and remove these people and prosecute as well. We want to make sure that punishment for what they have done is unprecedented and severe, because this that's going on right now is completely unacceptable. So that's definitely a day one focus of mine, is releasing articles of impeachment for every member of this regime, specifically for treason. That is where I've been
Mm.
focused on, is making sure that we get them for treason. Now there's a bunch of different articles we can introduce for impeachment. My personal one is going to be for treason. That's what I'm aiming for. I'm a believer that Donald Trump is waging a war against the United States,
I agree.
using our own government.
Hmm.
His inauguration speech was a declaration of war. What we're
Hmm.
seeing with him using ICE is levying war against
Hmm.
it's the definition of treason. Everything we're seeing is
Hmm.
that. So I would like to try them for treason. 100%. That is something that is a focus of mine. But more immediate actions for the people. Like, I know we want to reinstate eviction moratorium, the COVID era eviction moratorium for housing, so people aren't getting kicked out because they can't afford to live where they live. We want to make that permanent as well. We want to make sure that people permanently are not losing their apartment because they cannot afford it. Like, that's
Yeah.
just something that's crazy. There's introducing taxes for the billionaires. There's also, like, with taxing vacant lots. These are things that we want to focus on like day one, that we want to start introducing. There's the Artist and Gig Workers Bill of Rights, which is something that is so important to me as somebody who's an artist and somebody who's done plenty of gig work and who's worked in the service industry. Making sure that those jobs are protected, and that the people, like, whether it's just like extending our regular Bill of Rights to artists and gig workers and vendors, specifically as in New York, where police are throwing away the vendors' food on the street. It's just insane to me.
Yeah.
Making sure that these people are protected is something that is so important. As AI becomes more prevalent in our lives and in the workforce, and as people resort more to artistry and to gig work and to being vendors on the street to be able to pay their bills and to get their medical needs met, it's so important that they're protected. So that's something that we want to do. We also want to work on stuff like, we want to get Roe versus Wade, like, codified into law, to make sure that that's something that's permanent. Bodily autonomy, permanent for everybody, not just women, but for everybody. Just making sure that our
Definitely.
body, our choice. Like, who the fuck? What are we talking about right now? Like, it makes no fucking sense to me that somebody is just say, don't do this with your body
Yeah.
because of this book. Like, it's fucking crazy to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's definitely stuff like that that we really want to focus on. Minimum wage in New York City specifically. I know Zoran wants to aim for a $30 minimum wage here. This is something that I intend to back. I will say a lot of what Zoran wants to do, I fully back. And a big part of why I'm running is because I feel that Hakeem won't. Hakeem
Yeah.
is owned by all these people that don't want to see any of that happen. So
Yeah.
removing him and making sure that we implement what he does in New York City, and as a federal, as somebody working for Congress, it would spread through the rest of the nation. So, but definitely having that back, making sure that he is protected and getting through the agenda is a huge priority of mine.
Hmm.
So all of that we want to definitely do. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of things. Single subject bills is an area that I want to focus on. I'm so tired of seeing these big bills that like the big ugly bill, that have a bunch of
Yeah.
harmful things and then just a small amount of like good things that may help people, but it's all like harmful stuff. I really want to, we got to eliminate that. I would really love to have single subject bills where we're focusing on a single subject at a time, even if it takes the
Yeah.
process longer. Oh well, that's what we're there for. We're literally
It's
there
been
to write,
taking a long time to do anything anyway.
right? And then nothing ever gets passed for us anyway.
Right. Right.
So like I would love single subject bills, attacking Citizens United, getting rid of them, or
Oh,
anything.
we got to get rid of that.
That's something that's a priority. There's a thing. I mean, there's a lot of like day one focuses. There's so many. I don't know if we're gonna get to all of them on day one, but the list of things that we need to do. Again, my entire platform is about no more asking. No more
Yeah.
asking for change. Like, we have been asking for these things for far too long. Universal health care, standard of living, taxing the rich. All these things, no more asking. It's about implementing them now. And the people
Yeah.
who got us into this mess won't do it. So
Right.
the people that are running are vowing to do it. So that's
Yeah.
definitely where I stand with that, is making sure that we do all of it. So whatever is on my platform is things that I believe will go to help the overall society of the nation. Yeah, again, if we don't get to everything on day one, it's definitely something that we intend to get
It's
to
a
for
good thing we
sure.
have a day two then.
Yeah, it's a good thing we have a day too. Yeah. Yeah. But I'm excited to be part of the 120th Congress. Like it's a cool number to be at too, like 120th. It's not like right now we're at the 119th. Like I'm like fuck 119. They sucked. Like they got us and they destroyed the nation. They're complicit. No, the 120th Congress is going to be great. I think it's going to be a Congress that is of the people. I truly do. I think if we work together as a nation, we can elect all across in every state real people into these positions where we see people. I don't know if you know Bree Woodson, who's running in, I think, Georgia, I believe she is, but she is can't wait to work. She has such an interesting background. I cannot wait to work with her. And as like when I speak to a lot of candidates, I'm always sizing them up to be like, all right, who am I gonna like want to work with? Like, do I want to work with this person? There's some people that I'm like, you sound like a little bit of like you like conservatives. Like, and I get real iffy when it comes to that. I'm like, I don't fuck with conservatism at all. So if you give me the slightest bit of like you're a conservative, like I'm like, I'm gonna write you off right away. But no, there's a lot of people that like I'm excited to work with a bunch of people. There's some people that I'm not so excited to work with. Like for instance, there's Michael Blake here in New York who's running against Richie Torres. Also with Jose Vega is also running against Richie Torres. But I support Jose Vega. But there's a chance that I might end up working with Michael Blake. I don't know. But I kind of bash Michael online often. I'm always like, fuck you, Michael. Like, we don't need you in you're an establishment puppet. Like, but like, I was actually at a rally recently and I haven't met him in person, but I went up to him at this rally that we had. I was like, hey, Michael, I'm Vance. I'm running against Hakeem. And he was like, yeah, I've seen your pictures before. I was like, all right. Anyway, it was like an awkward silence for like a second. Like we were like walked away and fuck, I'm gonna have to work with these people maybe. Like there's a chance. And there's somebody else running I think in Karen's district, Alex Boras, I think his name is, in Karen Ortiz's district. Now, like I also give him shit online too. I'm like, fuck you, Alex, like I don't want to work with you, and then like I was like, oh shit. Like I at that same rally, he walked past me and I didn't say anything to him at that point, but he did walk past me and I was like, oh fuck, that's Alex. I was like, should I introduce myself to him? And I was like, fuck, but I'd be cursing him out all the time online. Like I was like, I can't. So I might scale back a little bit with my critiques of other candidates. I guess. I don't know. Because there's a chance that I may have to work with it. Not everybody I love may make it in. I don't know. I hope that all these really progressive people make it into Congress. I really do. But there's a chance that the system may do what the system does, and there may be some loose cannons, people that we really don't trust, some establishment puppets getting in. And we gotta. So I still have to be able to play nice, and I'm very confident in winning my race against Hakeem Jeffries. I think out of any of them, he's the one that has to be removed the most. He is the face of the establishment. He is the failed leader of the Democratic Party. And if there's any position to
his speeches are boring. They don't motivate.
His fucking finger wagging drives me crazy. Like I hate it so much.
He's from New York, so I was like, oh, Hakeem is about to tear into people. He's like, you don't post pictures of me.
Hate it. Meanwhile, he's photoshopping his hips. I don't know if you saw that one where he made his hips look small. But as he's at a park bench and the it's horizontal, so the bench is just skewed. It's so fucking weird. Oh man, you gotta look. Have you ever seen that picture? You gotta look up the picture of Hakeem's hips Photoshop. Just like you'll die. It's just an embarrassment. That's funny. It's so bad. But yeah, no, he's got that, and it's just like, and as a photographer, as somebody that's like done a lot of Photoshop, like I know not to skew or manipulate horizontal lines or lines in general. So you're at a park bench. Are you seeing it? With the park bench just moved. Oh my, it's so bad. And it's specifically his hips, like he wanted to make smaller. Like, God damn it, what is happening? Like. It's
not for anything, but throw that shit in AI. If you're gonna if you're gonna go down like a punk, at least make it.
It makes it look like he's leaning back real hard, like it's like ropes, like he's just bending it back.
No, he skewed it. He was like made his hips smaller, and it skewed the whole bench.
Oh my god!
And then posted it. And then was like, yeah, I like that. Like, and I posted it. Like,
Yeah, that's
Hips
the
don't
one.
lie, buddy. Hips don't lie. I can't.
That's what I say all the time. I'm like, those hips are lying. Those hips are a motherfucking liar. The fuck? Get out of here. Like, nah, I ain't with it. I ain't with it at all. I don't like it.
And then
But
he
yeah,
drops, man. He is
That's so
like then
funny.
he drops bars when he's like talking, and I'm like, man, that is not genuine at all. Why you
no.
call him Biggie? Don't call Biggie.
He does do that. I hate it. It's disgusting. It feels out of touch. It feels like he's trying. And I don't like people that try to be cool. I'd rather just be authentic.
Yeah.
Like he
Yeah.
tries. And I don't like that. It's a turn
Yeah.
off. No, don't try.
That's the part where you have to assume that there's people telling him, hey, this is the right way to do it. And what they don't understand, what politicians don't understand, is we're tired of that. The entire country is tired of you being fake.
Yeah.
The entire country is tired of you wearing suits and you're just a bum.
Yeah. And that's a major factor in why I decided to draw. I'm also very anti-suit. Like, I don't even own a suit. And this drives me crazy because people are like, you need to put on a suit. Not everybody. There's some people that are like, you need to put on a suit. And I'm so anti-suit because I'm also anti the fakeness. Like, I try to be very authentic. My campaign and the way that I'm managing myself and running myself is about being as real as possible, about being of the people as possible. It's about being a real reflection of society. Who I am completely is just who I intend to be throughout this entire process. And a part of it is like, I've always worked in kitchens. I have never worn a suit I don't own a suit. I've never worn a suit. That's just not something that I do. So putting one on feels like a costume to me. It feels very fake, like I'm being someone that I'm not. And like, now, if I grew up wearing suits and if like I had one, like, and I was like accustomed to it, I wouldn't be as like against it. But because it's something that's not a part of who I am, it feels very fake to me. Like when I'm talking to people, and they're like, "You need to like represent the people like this, and this is how you have to look." And I'm like, but it feels fake. And what I'm running against is that fakeness, is that performative politics. So for me to put a suit on and do that, it doesn't feel authentic. It doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel like me. It feels like pretend, and I'm not with it.
You should put on a chef coat with a little thermometer.
I actually do. When I do interviews, I wear my other shirt that's a kitchen shirt. It's a button up like kitchen shirt, and I wear it quite often actually when I do a lot of my interviews. I actually considered wearing it for this, and then I was like, I kind of wear them in like all the time anyway. I was like, let me just put on this regular like, green one. And I'm always in black. Also, I was like, let me just put on this green one too because I'm always in black. Like.
I'm looking at this Hakeem Jeffrey. I'm sorry for cutting you off, but we just need to close this book. Hakeem Jeffrey's picture.
The hips one?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
As someone that I used to do photo retouching in college for groceries. And I look at this picture and it makes me want to fight.
Yeah, I agree.
If I would have submitted this photo to the people that I was working for, I would have instantly been fired. This is terrible.
It's really bad.
This is terrible. And why? Like,
it's really bad.
Boy.
That's embarrassing also. Like it's
like, what were you doing that made you do that? And the thing is, like, the actual pants themselves look pretty good. It's just that wobbly thing. It looks like, if you're listening to this and you haven't seen this picture yet, it looks like there's a park bench that got pushed in and he just decided to be funny and lean into the pushed in thing. I would have done something like that. For me, like my sense of humor, I would have done that. Hey, take a picture. So it looks like I pushed this, my big ass pushed this thing in like this. But no, it's a straight up terrible Photoshop job.
It really is.
Graphic designer, you should be ashamed of yourself.
I wonder if he did it himself and then he just posted it and was just like, oh, I think this is so cool. Like, the hips look small now. Like,
yeah. So Hakeem, next time, just take that same Mexican hat that Trump uses for his AI stuff and just use the Mexican hat to cover your hips.
Yeah.
That's a big sombrero though, dog.
Nah, you can Photoshop it. All you have to do is hide this bench.
Yeah,
This
hide the
is
bench.
so bad.
It's so bad. It's really, yeah. I don't know. I think he should just be removed from office just for that alone. For the audacity of it. Like, and like, I don't know. I don't like when he comes to Brooklyn for the photo op. Like, it's really like he spends most of his time in DC and he comes into Brooklyn just to take a picture and then he leaves again. I don't know if you know this, but Hakeem has one of the lowest constituency ratings out of all the representatives at just like 10%. It's like, it's really bad. Like,
Yeah. We talked to Martina Clark. She lives in your area. She used to work at the UN and all kinds of stuff. She's an amazing person. And she was talking about how when Hakeem first took office, everyone was excited because apparently like his people come from the Black Panthers or something like that.
I think so. Like his uncle or something may have been like a
yeah,
big activist or some shit.
which you're like, all right, cool. But it's like,
no, he sold out. He
not everybody's
you know,
not everybody's Barack Obama, y'all.
The problem is that he's also his background is in like corporate law.
Yeah.
Like, so when
So
you're
he's
just a shill.
representing more?
The
Yeah,
the corporations. That's like that's
exactly.
literally money. He's a money interest guy. I call him Hakeem the donor class dream Jeffries. That's what he is. Like, it's really bad. Like the whole thing.
He got all that money and he still put out that dumbass picture.
Really did.
Boy,
he really truly did.
ChatGPT is just not that expensive.
The free version.
All that money. No, it is. The whole thing is just, it's a mess. They're complicit. I don't trust our government. I don't trust our representatives, both parties, not just the Republicans. The Republicans, it's just like, I hate when people are like, oh, you don't have this much smoke for Republicans. I already know they're a piece of shit. I already know that they're scumbags. I'm not looking for Republicans to be better people because they're never going to be better people. But the Democrats, we need to hold to a higher, as a Democratic voter, should be held to a higher standard. As the people claiming to be for the people, they're going to be held to a higher standard. So yeah, I'm going to come at the Democratic leadership harder than I'm going to come at the Republicans because I already know the Republicans are a piece of shit.
Right.
I don't put any weight on them.
Right. And they don't get my vote anyway.
They're supposed to be the adults in the room, right? With the moral high ground. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So it's like I don't really care about any of that. Like I'm at a place where I'm past looking for hope in our current system. It's not there. What we do next is what is going to matter.
That's why I love your approach.
Mm-hmm.
That gets wrapped up in your tagline. Changes here. Like no more asking.
No more.
We've been asking.
That's right.
And you guys keep writing strongly worded letters. We don't need that. It's that dumb shit that got us here.
Yeah. Yeah.
We need people.
I keep saying,
I am so excited for you, dude.
I'm excited too, and I'm so confident. I'm so excited. I'm so ready for this change. I know the people are ready, and I know that I have no political experience. I don't make this a secret at all. I don't hold that back. But I also
I don't know if you knew this. I don't know if you knew this, but I don't think that the people that wrote the Declaration of Independence had that much experience either.
Yeah, no, I don't think
it's just a bunch of people that got tired of the bullshit.
Yeah.
And they're like, we need to do this.
Mm-hmm.
So you are way more American and you move way more American than you think.
Yeah. I appreciate that. It's a nice compliment. I do like that. Although I'd like to be thought of as being human, but whatever. That's a whole other thing.
A Humerican.
You are a wonderful human.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, it is true. We are at a moment of change, and people are fed up, and it's time to fight back. No more asking, no more waiting, no more repeating the patterns. It's about changing the system.
No more terrible Photoshop. No more
terrible Photoshop. That's right. Get a photographer in Congress. Like, I will Photoshop your shit well. Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I do. But yeah.
This one did it for me. Like when a grown
Have you not
ass
seen it
man
before?
when a grown ass man is vain like that. I understand going through it, maybe like getting rid of some wrinkles or whatever just to make the picture look good.
Go
But
buy a Corvette.
don't take so many wrinkles out that you look fake. And
Yeah.
definitely don't do this shit because now I'm upset. Now
Yeah.
I was already upset that you weren't doing anything, Hakeem. Now I'm upset as a graphic designer. I am straight up pissed at you now.
Yeah. And you know, as a smoker, like I'll go and I'll lighten my teeth a little. I got like smoker's teeth, so I'll go and do a little like whitening on my teeth in photos. But like I don't be
Sure.
like pulling in my hips.
Right.
Maybe I don't know. I do a better job at it though.
It may be the bench. It may be the bench. Maybe the lighting.
Yeah, the lighting a lot. He's
Oh,
actually just
Hakeem.
pushing in the bench a little bit. Like, no, it's like the worst photo op with the worst Photoshop. It's just it's almost as bad as him going to union rallies and smiling and then voting for like union busting.
That's
Like,
that picture represents him.
yeah,
To its when you think.
yeah. Yeah, it's fake. It's meant to look good,
And
but
there's
then you
this,
look a little deeper and it's just bullshit.
I know we're not supposed to be bagging on people's looks and stuff like that, but and I'm not even bagging on his looks. Here's another picture. He's wearing a New York Knicks jersey, looking awkward as shit. Son, you're from New York.
Yeah, that's why I say he does not. I don't feel represented. I don't see a reflection of Brooklyn in him at all, at
Oh.
all. Like I feel Brooklyn, and I don't even like sports, and I got the sports hat on. I'm wearing it because it's gray. Like,
Where Brooklyn at?
Yeah.
yeah,
I don't know. I don't like to badmouth people because I know I'm not perfect, but
yeah.
I'm not out here wearing kente claws and doing terrible Photoshop.
And then voting against the people for and sending billions
And
of
then not
dollars
doing your
overseas.
job. And then not
Yeah.
doing your job.
Yeah.
Because yeah, thank you for doing the 26-hour speech filibuster. Thank you. But like you gotta bring the heat more for more than just one day, son.
Yeah.
Like they're literally breaking America, and these folks that are in office right now are just chilling. The Democrats, specifically in the House, are just chilling.
Literally.
They are killing us in the streets. And this is for 53 years I've been saying this. For 53 years, I grew up in the streets and I saw black and brown people getting fucked up and punched in the face and pushed through walls and all the things. All the things. Now they're doing it to white folks in 4K.
Yep.
And you guys
Yep.
are still sitting there. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? As a leader, it says here, the House Minority Leader, and he hasn't done shit. When's the last time you heard Hakeem Jeffries did this earth-shattering thing? He ain't even on TV anymore.
Nope.
No. You know, one of the things that that somebody brought to my attention the other day that I think that is really important to point out often is all right, because you know, citizens impeachment, a bunch of people want to go through with the impeachment process and fully remove the regime, which means by default, the Speaker of the House will become the next president of the United States when we go through it. And it'll be a Democratic, we are taking back the House, the Speaker of the House will be a Democrat. So by default, when we go through the impeachment process, that person will become the president of the United States. And it cannot be Hakeem Jeffries.
Yeah.
What would America look like if it was?
It would be further owned by Israel, that's for sure. Israel loves Hakeem, and Hakeem loves them. Oh my God, it would be so bad. We would be into more of an oligarch. I don't even know though, because like he's so owned, and he just feels so pretend. So I don't trust anything. It feels like he would try to gaslight us and smile in our face like everything was okay, while letting like the billionaires ransack us. In a much more secret way than Trump is doing.
So like a Biden presidency.
Yeah, like a Biden presidency. Yeah.
And that's something that the viewers need to need to understand that the game will still be played if that man is still in power, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just because there's a D next to it instead of an R
Mm-hmm.
doesn't mean the game isn't played any differently.
Yeah.
It's
we
just a
just
little
go
more.
back to we just go back to the corporations stealing all the money instead of one guy and all his friends.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
go back to the status quo that was up until this disruptive motherfucker showed up and started stealing everything for him and his friends.
Yeah, I think for the entire establishment, the veil has been lifted. The mask is off for everything. I think what we're seeing right now is people being aware that the entire system, no matter what the party is. Now, I'm a big believer that we don't have a party problem. We have a people problem. We have a people problem in both parties, even independents. Like, it doesn't matter who it is. They're all owned. Every sitting representative right now is all owned by the same people, which is why I think it's so important that we have new blue. Like, vote blue no matter who, but vote new blue no matter who. It's gotta be a whole new slate of people who have vowed to not be beholden to money.
New blue no matter who. I like that.
Yeah, new blue no matter who. That's what we're saying. Not just blue.
You're really good with those taglines.
Oh yeah. That's what I do.
Look at me like,
I do that. Actually, I will. Somebody else came. That was somebody else's line. I'm not going to take all the credit for that. Somebody else did say that, and I've been using it. Yeah, but I throw them out well.
You still doing music?
I have not done music in quite some time. I haven't done music in years. Since before I worked in New York City nightlife photography for a while, in the nightclubs here, LGBT nightlife specifically. And that was in 2015. I started doing that, so I haven't done music since before. It's almost over a decade now since I've done some music. Yeah. But yeah, no, I haven't done music in quite some time. I do miss it a little bit. It was something after I got done working in nightlife. I was gonna get back into like music. I was doing some writing, and then like I never actually went through with it. I was just like,
he just decided he went and got a master's degree.
I did. That's actually what happened. I went back and got another. I went back to work. I went back to working in the kitchen. After I worked in nightlife, I went back to working in the kitchen. Because when I did start working nightlife, I had like 4 jobs at one time. I was working at a vegan bakery. That's when I started getting into accounting. I was doing minor accounting for a vegan bakery, and then I was working on 2 food trucks. A Mexican truck. It was like Mexican barbecue, and a Cool House. I think it was an ice cream sandwich truck I was working on. And then I was also doing some catering. I was doing a shit ton of jobs. And then I was going into clubs at nighttime. So I was like 24/7, just like working daytime and then going into the club at nighttime, taking pictures at the club and then sleep. I would go and like nap in front of like the food truck for like an hour before it opened. Blueberry. Sorry, my cat. Blueberry. My cat's name is Blueberry Yum Yum. I don't know if you hear him going crazy, but his name is Blueberry Yum Yum.
You know, but that's hilarious. We're sitting here, and then all of a sudden you're yelling at blueberries. I thought that was hilarious.
No, but yeah.
Antioxidize me.
Yeah. No, I used to like go and like sleep with like take a little nap in front of the food truck before like getting that shift. But I was doing that. And I did that for 5 years. I did that up until closer to 2020. Then I went back into like work for a little bit. I like missed work after I got tired of nightlife. And New York City, there's a lot of just late nights. I was like getting home at like 6 a.m. My schedule was just like I did end up quitting my day jobs after a while. I think in like 2016, I only did like a year of doing all of that. And then I was making so much money in nightlife that I was like, I could actually do this full time. And I don't have to like, I love it. It's something that I've always wanted to do. I wanted to pursue photography in that level. So I was like, this is an opportunity. And I stopped working out. Actually, one of the food trucks was being sold. One of them was seasonal. I wasn't really doing the vegan bakery like full time anyway. Everything was kind of part time. So I was like, I'm not that committed to anything right now. I could commit myself full time to working in nightlife. And I did. And I ended up doing it full time and I loved it. But again, the lights, the music, the traveling, because I was also traveling to other states for like LGBTQ pride events all around the country. And then it's just a lot. There's a lot of drugs around, also a lot of drinking, a lot of like sleepless like days, I guess, because you wouldn't get home until like 6 a.m. It took a toll. And then I was like, I kind of miss working in hospitality in the food industry. And I went back and I got like a prep cook job, and I was like working at like a restaurant in a kitchen again. And that was like right before the pandemic happened. And then the pandemic happened and that job closed because I was only there for like a year maybe a year and a half before that ended up closing. But yeah, then I got my master's. That's what I did. That's kind of like how the timeline played out.
You have a
Now I'm
signature
running for
dish?
Congress. Huh?
You got a signature dish?
That we made there at that restaurant.
Or
No,
just
but
just yours? Just yours.
I like making like an eggplant parmesan, honestly.
Ooh.
I really love making that's like one of my, but I also like kind of like with it like a chicken on the side, like a chicken parmesan, like a pan split, like half eggplant parmesan, half chicken parmesan. I really like. I like making like a meat sauce and pasta too. I really like a chopped meat. I like to use like a veal, a beef, and like a pork like mixture of meat.
For the meatballs?
For the meat sauce.
Oh, the meat sauce.
And also a meatloaf. I would make the meatloaf with the same kind of combination of meat as well. I really like doing that. Those are kind of like my favorite things to make for sure. I'm half Italian, so like I like Italian food a lot. And I like making it. I love eggplant parmesan is definitely one of my favorite things to eat and make for sure.
That sounds delicious.
Oh yeah,
no, and I make it good. I love making a good sauce. It's I like cooking. I like being in the kitchen. It's something that I do. I'm very, as an artist and as somebody that like works in that field. Like I'm very creative. I like flavors.
Yeah.
I'm really into like cooking. I mean, look at the size of me. No, I do like cooking a lot. It's very fun.
I love cooking too, man.
Yeah. I like it. I'm not much of a chef, but it's all good.
Nah, I try to do it. I mean, listen, if you
he likes being the
like,
end customer.
Yeah. If you can imagine something like flavorful, like, and also keep in mind, like, don't always overdo salt, but salt will unlock the flavor of everything.
100%.
Just like a little bit of salt on something will totally change the way something tastes entirely and just bring it out so much more.
A little bit of salt
salt
on watermelon will change your life.
Yeah. A little bit of salt on anything actually will just change your life. I really like. I sometimes make Gatorade, especially in the summertime, with just like actual lemon and salt and water and sugar. Like that's all you need. And as you make your homemade Gatorade, I really do enjoy doing that over the summer. Just like squeeze some fresh lemon, some sugar, water, and a little bit of salt. And it's Gatorade. That's how you make Gatorade.
Yeah.
You just do it yourself, and it's so easy. You can actually just look like a quick recipe in case you're like, oh my God, am I using too much salt? And just even you can start with like a little bit. If it's not tasting like how Gatorade should taste, add a little bit more. But that's the trick. You could do like sugar, the lemon and water, and it'd just be like lemonade. Throw a little salt in there, and then that's how you get the electrolytes. That's what'll make it the Gatorade. That's all it is.
I'm about to bring that to all my son's wrestling tournaments.
Yeah, no, do it for sure, 100%. You could just do it yourself in the house, like do how you would make lemonade, and then throw some salt in there, and all of a sudden it'll add the electrolytes. So that's all electrolytes is salt.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So let me see. If I want somebody representing me, I want somebody that's worked, that knows how to work and grind, maybe get a master's degree in like 5 years, which means that they're driven, right? Has like 16 jobs, which means that he knows the value of hard work. Somebody that,
so we know he's not racist.
Right.
Yeah.
Who knows how to cook? That means he knows how to, he knows how to please people, right? These are the qualities, right? And can also listen to a good tune because they know how they like music. They don't just bullshit with a quote from Biggie and think they're cool. Someone that knows how to see people through a lens.
You about had Vance's eyes roll out of his skull just now.
Yeah, but you know, these are qualities that I want not only just in a leader, but as a person that I would like to conversate with, right? And these are why we have these conversations with people, because they're right. You guys are regular people. And I think before we talked before you got on, Carlos and I were talking about how the people that are out here trying to do all these politics and all this bullshit, they forget to realize that they're actually regular people. They need to come down a little bit and realize what the grass feels like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And man, whatever you need, man, we're all on board, bro. You're good.
No, thank you so much. And I think for me, at the core of everything that I'm doing, it's about remaining a real person, and not losing myself in the process. That's something that I'm constantly just trying to remember is just stay true to who I am. Don't try to be somebody I'm not. Like, and that's why I'm so adamant about not putting on a suit or not molding myself down for Republicans or moderate Democrats. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to change who I am. I trust who I am. I trust my core beliefs in the world. That's what I want to see in government. I want to be the change I want to see in the world. Like, that's what I'm doing this for. I'm not trying to mold into somebody that I'm not. I'm not trying to pretend to be something that I'm not. This is about being me and being me in government.
And another thing too is like Carlos, how you talked about the progression of like Hakeem Jeffries, how he thought it was this, and then all of a sudden the consistency in your message,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
It the people that you're attracting to your campaign are gonna grow with you. They're gonna grow with
I
you
have you just
because
want
look
to
at
see Blueberry real quick, but
Blueberry.
I like
Oh,
that
you want to
face.
see Rosie? Rosie came for a
okay.
visit. Look at
Oh,
that.
look at the dog. You got your animal in there?
Yeah.
Damn it.
Rosie's upset now. She was just sleeping. He's
Aw.
like, what the hell?
But yeah, you'll see the people that are gravitating towards you are going to be with you for the duration,
Yeah.
because they'll see that consistency and what all the things that you're saying and all the things that you're doing. You're not
And
conforming to
that's where
anybody.
and that's where
Yeah.
leveraging social media becomes important because people will know you,
Mm-hmm.
right? So they will know that if something happens in the Black community, you're not going to clown them by coming out with a kente cloth
Yeah.
because you staying true to who you are.
Yeah.
And hopefully, when you do get into into Congress and some of these goofies start to do goofy shit like that, you can be like, hey, no, don't do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a big part of it is about calling out other people and their bullshit too.
Yeah,
It's about stopping all the fake shit. Like, we need
right.
realness in politics so bad, so bad.
Yeah.
It's all
How
show.
are you gonna walk around this planet talking about we're the best country in the history of the world, and we are just struck with poverty?
Literally, but we're still trying to get to Mars for some reason. It just makes no sense to me.
For what? To take more hungry people?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It just has to stop. I don't know. Just
Yeah.
the
Change
whole
is
thing, all of
here.
it. Change
Change
is
is
here
here.
now.
Yeah. So with that being said, what is your last, whether it be a question, comment, concern, whatever, what are your last thoughts that you want to share with folks that are watching this video? And then after you give us that, let us know where we can find you online.
Yeah, I think the one thing I always want to point out to people is we all breathe the same air. We all walk the same ground. We all bleed the same blood. We are all a part of the human race. We are all a part of the village of Earth. And like they say, it takes a village, and it does take a village. It will
Mhm.
take all of us on this planet to elevate humanity into a new level. We are at a place in time where it's time that we work together. And that's just where we are. We have to change it now. Again, change is here now. No more asking, no more waiting, no more wanting. It's about doing,
Yeah.
taking. No regrets about it. Zero tolerance for any of the bullshit. That's where we're at. But you can find me on my website, Vance B for NY-8.com. You can also follow me on my socials. I am the most active on Instagram and particularly Threads, which is vance.b.nyc. TikTok, fuck them. Twitter, fuck them also. Facebook, double fuck them. That's where we're at.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah,
That's when I say I want New York representation to be like that. That's exactly
that's
what I
it.
want them to be like.
That's
Hakeem
it.
Jeffries, I want you to talk like that
Yeah.
because when it comes to them talking to us like that, they don't hesitate. They call us dumb. They call us stupid. They call us lazy. They say that we're not worth the effort. We're not worth the money. And I want someone to stand up and be like, nah, fuck you.
Yeah. Fuck the corporations. Fuck your $1 billion. All of it.
That's
And I'm
right.
coming for that money. Don't make no mistake about that. We are coming for our money. That's what's happening. We will be refunneling it back down to the people.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And with that, y'all, we out.
Peace.
Coconut chestnut.